What's up, everybody, man? Welcome back to another video, man. If you guys would take a second to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, as always. So I got a video for you, man, and we're gonna talk about Bronny James, because as you guys see, it's definitely a situation where we gotta talk about, where he is, as far as being a Laker. Is he gonna be an asset? Is he gonna be a person who's gonna add to the value of the Lakers? So we're gonna run all that down, man. So again, y'all hit the like button. Shout out to Third. I see Third super active in the comments section. Sick, we'll be honest about who Bronny is a horrible NBA player. And we're gonna get into all that. And I see you on it. Shout out to my guy Third, man, fellow H-Townian. Yeah, we gonna get to it. So appreciate all y'all who tuned into the channel. And again, I'm gonna try to be more active and all that, but life be life. But with that being said, let's get it, man. I think a good backdrop to evaluate Bronny is some of the people who go out there in the YouTube streets, like Scap Attack, Awful Coaching, and other content creators. I think it's important, for me being a former hooper, that I'm gonna try to give you the real perspective. Now, listen, I can have my biases and all that, but I'm gonna give you what I see based on my perspective, my experience, and what have you. And then you can do what you will with that from that point. So without further ado, let me do a share screen, because I thought that Awful Coaching had a very interesting perspective on Bronny. And so, listen, he's going to be very hyperbolic, but I'm going to come in and try to be as introspective as I can to kind of balance things out, because we're not far off on some of the assessments. But I don't want to be like I'm being, improperly, fair to Bronny, or I'm not giving him a fair shake. I'm going to just tell you, as a former hooper at the professional level, obviously not NBA, but playing overseas. I'm over here playing with the little thing. Sorry about that. But, I've seen, basketball up close. In my real life, I've played about a good 12 NBA players in real life. So I'm just giving you perspective based on what I've seen. And what have you, like Thursday? Yeah, Awful Coach is hilarious, bro. he's hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into this. So shout out to Third World Columbia, man. Y'all go sub up over there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start talking about some of the things I've seen with Bronny. I'm gonna break down some of the breakdowns, and then we can all make an assessment together. So again, hit the like button, share the stream to somebody who appreciates basketball, and let's get it.
How to be a guard at any level. So Bronny, they're in drop fucking coverage. You have got 3, 4, 5 solid dribbles. As long as I'm attacking downhill, Al Horford has to stay with me, and it's going to open up the...
Okay, so let's break down what's happening right now. So shout out to Al Horford, man, one of the last NBA player who I played against in my college career. Al Horford still holding down for the OGs out there. So salute to Al Horford out there. So what's going on right now is you have a high ball screen. So Bronny, especially, man, listen, man, Steph Curry by all means is not the best defender ever lived. You got an opportunity against Steph Curry. You got a high ball screen. So now we're basically breaking down the options. If you're going to be a 6'1" 3/4" guard, you got to be able to capitalize here. This is your money right here, coming off a high ball screen and creating and scoring. So we're going to see how Bronny, interprets these situations, because these are very crucial. They're very crucial. But let's get it.
DeAndre Ayton's role. You can't just fucking pick.
All right, so he comes off the pick and roll from, and you guys, properly, DeAndre Ayton is what, like 7 foot, 260. He's not a small guy. So when you come off the screen, you got to be aggressive, because as we see in the coverage, everybody's looking for you ball side. If you guys look in the far right rather, Dawson Connect is open potentially. So you as a guard got to know things before they happen. You know the tendencies of your players. So we'll see how Bronny responds to this.
This dribble up already. You took one dribble. So now Al Horford can easily recover.
Okay, so he passes back to DeAndre Ayton. And guys, here's the problem. DeAndre Ayton catching the ball right there is not a scoring threat. You got a veteran big on you with Al Horford So just dumping the ball back, you basically wasted 7 seconds of the shot clock because you didn't pose a real threat. You just dumped it back to the big, at the free throw line, contested. DeAndre Ayton is not a step back shooter. He's not a guy who can play in the mid range. So you're wasting an early possession.
Awful.
There you go. Like, that's not his game. So look at him. He's looking for a call because that's not his game.
The guard skills of.
All right. So let's check this play out as it builds out. So we see DeAndre Ayton setting the ball screen on Steph Curry. Same scenario. Looks like he has, I don't know if that's Looney or is that Buddy Hield on him. But so we're going to see how Bronny reacts to, the down screen and get out. And shout out to Azrael. He said he learns exactly. So again, my whole point is not to dump on Bronny, but I'm going to give y'all the real, man. If y'all know over here, man, I'm going to teach y'all authenticity, man. And not even teach, I'm just going to preach that. So I'm going to be consistent all the way through. Let's go.
Of a fucking middle school player.
But I like alpha culture, man. The hyperbole is his game, and I'm more or less going to teach you just, things that just are as it comes to basketball. Let's go.
The next time Bronny James comes shoulder to shoulder off a ball screen will be the first time. Please, can you get into Steph Curry's jersey here? Make sure DeAndre Ayton set and come shoulder to shoulder. So
yes, and so basically what he's saying is you want to decrease that space. You want to get as close as you can to Ayton because Ayton's a big old boy. He's the person that's going to block Steph Curry so you can come off his butt, like we say, off a ball screen so you can make the defense work. Because as we look on the right corner, whoever this jabroni is over here, he's open. Draymond Green is in drop coverage. He's not looking. Rui Hachimura is open. So you got to understand that when you come off this ball screen, you got 2 opportunities if you cannot score yourself. And that's what, what the play is presenting. But let us continue.
He's got to go into the fucking screen. Look at how much goddamn space I could have gotten over that screen. So dipshit does that. How about this, though? They did not, because you didn't come shoulder to shoulder, Buddy Hield never had to leave. Al Horford.
Yeah, and guys, the fact that Buddy Hield is guarding DeAndre Ayton is crazy. You guys know Buddy Hield is an outside shooter. He goes with about 6'5". The fact that he's going DeAndre Ayton is crazy. That's a matchup that you can create if you have a creation mind to exploit, to, create possessions and create opportunities. But it's just like, if I'm a guard, I'm going to get Ayton open. Well, I'm going to attack this situation with the expectation to get this easily post-up situation.
Horford's coming all the way over from the corner. So the read is not to throw a lob into 2 different.
Yeah, so there it goes right there. So as you know, okay, if Horton creeps up and helps, the release is going to be Dalton Connect in the right corner. He's wide open. You got to know that as a guard. You got to know that. You have to know that. Like as we'll say, he out there just dribbling and not think exactly. You got to think ahead of the play to make a play to get your man in position. Let's go.
People, it's the skip to Dalton Connect for a wide open 3. He just flinging this ball in the fucking air.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
And then directly off the dumbass turnover, here's Bronny James saying, I'm entitled because I'm about to inherit a fucking $1 billion. Well, if you weren't inheriting $1 billion and trying to make this team, you'd be sprinting back so that you get your back.
Big facts. So if you guys know in basketball, man, the biggest thing is if you make a mistake, you better bust your ass to go back on defense to make up for it. That's just baked in the cake. That's what expectation is. So the fact that you're not busting your tail to get back and to be the first person back on defense, that's very telling, man. And listen, man, I'm not going to be here to lambaste Bronny as if, like, he's the worst player ever, and like he has bad intention or malintent or what have you. But this is what you're supposed to do, man. Everybody knows this. If you make a bad play, listen, basketball happens. Get your ass back and go make a play to make up for it. So this jogging back is crazy work, man.
Turned and your feet set. So I'm seeing ball, but
Y'all
I
hit
can
that
get
like
out
button
to
for your
Steph
boy.
Curry. You're jogging like a fucking... So you're jogging casually this way. Whoops. Now Steph Curry's just going to...
Now, let me say this. Him picking the ball up that early, that's what you want. You want him to pick the ball up, but you got this cheat code, Steph Curry, right there. Steph Curry is going to be... That's something the world ain't seen since he came from Davidson College, back in what, 2020? Y'all help me out, like 2010, 2009, somewhere around there. So listen, man, you could break a few protocols going with Steph Curry, but yeah, overall, yeah, man. As Real said, yeah, man. Like button, please. Let's get some more bodies in here. Let's go.
Trail right into that.
And again, that's a cheat code right there. Him in that three, not the worst thing ever, but you gotta understand what you're up against. You're up against a guy who can shoot it from the logo reflexively. It's like it's against going against Gabe Vincent. I know he's in your team, but Gabe Vincent not gonna pull from logo. Steph can pull from logo accurately. So you got to know what's going on and get ahead of the situation so you won't be a victim to that. Let's go.
Bronny James is mentally challenged. This is fun.
All right, so here we go. Ball screen from DeAndre Ayton, the biggest that you have on the team. So let's see what he does. So let's quick assess. So he has the exchange up top. Far right, you got Dalton Connect. On the left side, you got Rui Hachimura. And I'm sure on this deep right, you have another teammate, whoever's over there. So let's see how a guard breaks this down and understands what's going on. And salute to Rap God. Good to see you, bro. So listen, guys, I hope y'all respect the perspective over here. I'm not about the bombast like that. I'm gonna give y'all real breakdowns, and I hope y'all appreciate what's going on. But let's get it.
Fucking just a crime that he is in the NBA. He shouldn't be anywhere.
But salute to Angry Coach. He's hilarious. I love his style, man. It is what it is.
They're trapping you. It doesn't matter what they're doing. I can't pick my dribble up. I got to attack this way. Keep Al Horford coming this way so DeAndre Ayton's role can develop. If they're going to trap you, now I can easily pass through. Now DeAndre Ayton's got the lane. And one of these two defenders is going to have to step up, and it's going to leave the corners wide open.
Bingo. As he's painting. So you see on the far right, on the bottom, somebody's over there. So your action is going to create a lot of opportunity because number 7 here is cheating paint. So he's going towards you. I don't know why, because honestly, I'm on that old school, like, yeah, show me you can shoot. You know what I'm saying? Ball don't lie. But he is respecting your drive. So you got some action on this bottom right area here. So let's see
you
how
pick your dribble up already.
Bingo. You don't pick your goddamn dribble up with Al Horford coming in to help. This dude is 38 years old, I believe. He doesn't have the lateral movement. Why are you forfeiting the possession so early? So I said somebody's in this corner because obviously you know how basketball works. Number 12, whoever the hell this is. Bro, there's opportunity over there, homie. If you make an aggressive move to go baseline to make him work or split the defense to go inside, you got Buddy in the corner to challenge him. That's opportunity. That's opportunity. And salute to XL Pro. Good to see you, bro. So you got to understand, like, these kind of things are what makes you to be a good guard at the NBA level. If you are picking your dribble up, bro, this is high school JV shit. Come on.
What the fuck is...
Horrible turnover. Horrible turnover. This is somebody who don't deserve to be on the court, bro. Let's go.
Another one. He is a disgrace to basketball.
All right, so let's see how this set up. Bronny's running opposite side of court. No problem. Spacing is fine. Let's see how he perceives the spacing that's going on right now. I don't know who that is with the braids, but
this makes my fucking...
So he passes it to Dalton Connector, looks like. Bronny, plenty spacing. Steph Curry back to the defender. So Steph Curry is not in good defensive position. So let's see how Bronny interprets this situation, because this is very important. This is very important. Rap God says Carcino did a breakdown. Man, it's salute to Carcino, man. Again, this is not me hating. This is me telling you what I see as a former Division I basketball player, Division I coach, professional player overseas. I'm just telling you what I see. Let's go.
Explode. Shaquille O'Neal right now in 2025 is a better three-point shooter than your dumbass.
See, again, every coach is going to come with the insults. I'm not a big fan of that. But what he's saying ain't false. This dude went 1 for 12 the game before this, man. And he seems to be like Bronny has a propensity to want to hang off ball. And we've seen this in Sierra Canyon. He wants to hang off ball and just shoot threes freely. And actually, if we've been honest, Bryce does the exact same thing. So it's almost like you want these guys to be more engaged because you come from basketball royalty, man. Listen, you guys know how I am on this channel. I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan, but LeBron James is one of the greatest players ever played basketball. That's just facts. So you come of that ilk, we want to see a little more, man. Like it's just very disappointing, man. It's very disappointing. Great to get some content from you, man. Salute, Andrew. Good to see you, brother. Been a while, man. Been a while. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Life be lifing, but I just wanted to give y'all real content, man. I hope y'all appreciate over here. I don't rush content out. I don't push it out just to be putting shit out. I really, really be trying to give y'all some real game and perspective. LeBron is not a basketball savant. Well, I think he is, but I just don't like his style of play because you have to play his way generally to be on his team. So that's why I think of LeBron. But let's go.
So Steph Curry's going to step up on Dalton Connect. Could you please just cut and take a layup, please?
Yes. So me and Bronny is very athletic. If it were me, my first instinct is, I'm wait, dive to the basket, get an easy dunk, easy highlight. Let's see what Bronny choose to do.
Please just take a layup, please. Guess what dumbass does?
Okay, I think we're back. Okay, yeah, I had a little discrepancy with the laptop, man. So thank y'all for locking in, man. God, leave, man. That's wild. Let's go back to my share screen. Thank y'all for still being locked in. I had to come inside real quick to plug back in. But I think we're good. Salute. I mean, you guys going ham in the comments. And listen, man, if you guys want to drop a comment, super chat, you get priority over here, man. If y'all appreciate the work, if y'all appreciate, the game I'm dropping, super chats are always appreciated. Never expected. But all right, let's get it. Shout out to old dog in the building. Played the same place I played, the Mountain View Lions out there in Dallas, Texas. Should still be in college? Absolutely. Yeah, I dropped off for a second. I'm back though, brother. Third said LeBron's praise and honor about basketball because he changed the rules in the league. Yeah. Well, we can go deep in third, man. Me and you need to do a show, man, so we can dive into some sports, man. So shout out to third, man, as always, bro. All right, so let's get back into it. Let's get back right. Because again, Bronny is too comfortable just being out the way. It's like, dude, be aggressive, dive to the basket, get you a dunk, make the defense work. Because what happens is the defense respects you. What's happening, what you're seeing is the defense don't respect your gangster, as they say in the streets, right? You got to be a threat, man. You got to go be able to dive and make them work. Like, okay, I may not be the greatest off ball, but if you leave me alone, I'm going to back cut you to death, and I'm going to get easy dunks on you. So guess what starts to happen, ladies and gentlemen? A defender has to know that if Bronny is on opposite side, I got to account for him because he's shifty, he's sneaky. He's going to come over there and he's going to look for it. You say he's afraid of contact finish the rim. Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing, man. That's a real thing. So let's keep it going.
Again, entitled motherfucker. So you miss this shot.
It's hard to be serious than angry coaching. What he doing? I hope y'all appreciate the content because this is hilarious. Go ahead.
You're trying to make this Lakers team. You're a second-round dumbass pick. Could you sprint back in transition? Nope, I'm inheriting $1 billion. So I'm just going to jog and let Buddy Hield do it. Look at this.
Yeah, listen, guys. The jogging is crazy. See, as a coach, this would run me through the roof. The jogging back would run me through the roof. You understand me? And shout out to FYL Sports Lamont. If you want to come up here and talk about this later, man, I would love to hear you if you want to combat what I'm saying. But it's listening like, man, this is the stuff that you can't have this. You can't have this. If you are not so talented, that's okay. But you got to bust your ass on these 50-50 plays here. You got to be diving on the ground. You got to be the first guy back, protecting the hole, and so on and so forth. You're not good enough to be jogging back, bro. Let's go.
This is bullshit. What a fucking embarrassment.
Okay, now this is what I like to see about Bronny now. Can you be a point guard at the NBA level? So, because as we know, Bronny likes to hang out in the left corner. That's kind of his thing. But can you, at 6'1" and 3/4, can you be a guy to break someone down, on the dribble, create and score? This is where, if I'm a coach, if I'm really going to use Bronny, this is where I'm looking at right now. So let's check it out. Guy checking him out, 3/4 court. This is like Kuminga. Let's see what happens.
Entire thing is, and the NBA is a league of embarrassments. Like every goddamn coach breathing in this league. But Bronny, you see I'm watching you watch Podziemski get ready to trap you. So this is good. We want to dribble into Podziemski right here. Why? Because if I keep my dribble alive, now I can get this to connect. Who's going to be wide open? We're not trying to dribble out of traps. I don't think you could dribble around a trap of me and my mom. Pfft, turnover.
See, that's just bad. That's just bad guard play, man. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and look. I was looking in the comments. All right, so let's go slowly. That's actually a good comment about Gilbert Godfrey. Angry coaching does sound just like Gilbert Godfrey. That's facts. All right, so Kuminga, who is a bigger guard, is guarding you right now. 6'9", but he's mobile. So your job right now, me as a guard, is to break him off. Like you gotta, like you're dribbling hard left right now. You gotta keep on his toes, man. This dude Kuminga plays with small forward, power forward. He shouldn't be able to guard you on ball, but so let's see what happens.
Podziemski right here. Why? Because if I keep my dribble alive, now I can get this to connect. Who's going to be wide open?
Thanks.
We're not trying to dribble out of traps. I don't think you could dribble around a trap.
Okay, so I'm not mad at Bronny for going reverse. I mean, listen, there's no said way that you should, go by a defender, but like you got to be on point. Like this is like these cone drills that you've been working on and shit. This is where you need to shine right now. All you're doing is just forcing you left, forcing you right. So you should be able to separate from a bigger guy from you who's 8 inches taller than you. Just saying.
Trap of me and my mom.
Okay, so right now you have no momentum, so they know to trap you, and you have a release from your boy Ayton right here, and you also have Dalton Connect. So it just shows that they've kind of keyed in on the fact that you don't have the awareness to know where your releases are. So they're just gonna basically crowd you, and it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. You shouldn't be that easily to be defensible, man. Let's go. And thank y'all for still tuning in. I know with the little break off with the my computer basically cut off, so I had to plug it back in. So appreciate y'all still tuning in. Let's go.
Turnover.
It's a bad turnover, y'all. It's a bad turnover.
Who is gonna tell this fuck?
Okay, so here we go. Right now we have the up screen, DeAndre Ayton. It looks like, so if you guys are, if not paying attention, the Lakers are going to do a lot of pick and roll, it seems like, which is kind of where the league is gone. So DeAndre Ayton, high pick and roll going forward. We have Rui Hachimura in the left corner. Looks like Dalton Connect at the free throw line. So I'm assuming Bronny is deep corner in the right, with Steph Curry not paying any attention. But let's see how it goes.
To stop standing in the corner. You got to pick and roll. Steph Curry's going to have to step up and help on DeAndre Ayton's roll. Get out of the...
Bro, this is rough. Okay. So I hope y'all seeing what's going on, man. hope y'all see what's going on. Bronny, you are shooting poorly, man, for the preseason, my boy. Steph Curry is basically giving you the most disrespect that he possibly can do, because we know Steph Curry is not a great defender. So he's basically giving up middle help side and letting you do what the hell you want to do in that corner, bro. So if my jumper's not falling, what you should do, my boy, is cut straight to the basket, get you an alley-oop because you're athletic as hell, and put your nuts on his head. That's what you need to be doing. But for whatever reason, Bronny thinks he's a shooter, even though I think last year he shot less than 20% from, well, 20% from three. Why are you still thinking you're a three-point shooter, dog? That's not in you, homie. Let's go.
The corner. Get sneak back door so this guard can drop this to you. Why are you going to clank this anyways? Get out of the fucking corner. Oh, and we know how this will...
So again, that's an easy conversion. Like Bronny could just, if he shored up these small little things, he could be a guy who could actually, you can be usable. Be a utility guy. Be a guy who's going to get every nasty bucket. Or not, you know what? That's not even a nasty bucket. Go there and make the defense work. Okay, you're going to put Steph Curry on me, who's your worst offender. Cool. I'm going to backdoor his ass to death. And you're going to have to do something about me. But I don't know who's in his ear. I don't know why he thinks he's a corner three-point shooter, because he's not. See, these kind of things are why I say what I say is he's not an NBA player, man.
Fucking go. Bronny.
All right, but here we go. Ball up top. You got a bigger guard on you. Let's see what you do.
He actually blows by Moses Moody. That's how shitty Moses...
Oh, that's Moody. Okay, that's a forward guarding you. Okay.
Moody is. So, Bronny, you're in the lane. I'm not finishing over a second defender. Keep your...
Okay, so as a guard, you got to know this. You're penetrating right now. You got middle help here. In the corner, you're, I don't know why, but maybe it's just habit. Whoever this is, he's cheating in, so he's respecting the drive. And in the corner, you got this Padermo, whatever it is, with this black sleeve on. He's helping middle. So you got the outlet easy to the corner for three. If Buddy on the top left, if he commits too hard, you for sure got that over there too. So you got two good options. And now if this big right here, because you have him on his heels, you can go put that in the basket, you know what I'm saying, if things work out in the right way. But you have two releases. Bronny has two releases, my man. Two. So let's see what he decides to do.
Dribble alive downhill. So this player's got to step up and guard. Don't pick your dribble up. Keep attacking down. He's got to now step up and guard you. Now we've got this lob. Or we can just drop it there. Why aren't... let's just finish off.
So like my coach would say back in the day, nice and soft. Soft ass finish. You come in there with this sweeping hook shot that you don't have in your bag, bro. So you blew an opportunity. And listen, Bronny, you don't have the free. You don't have the ability to have these type of possessions, man. Like, you got to capitalize on your moments, and you got to come at that like a bat out of hell. Shout out to Coach Rim, my old coach, and attack the rim. Or if not, if you come in hard at the rim and it's not there, be ready for your two releases. And as the third release will be from DeAndre too for alley-oop. But you come in with this soft ass sweeping hook. Come on, bro. This is not professional level basketball, man.
Over four hands. And then defensively, I don't know, I could dig up fossils from the fucking ground.
So again, funny with awful coaching, but okay, let's check out the defensive possession, because these things are important. If you're a guy who's undersized, these are things that, you know, you have to be astute on. You got to be ready for things like this. So let's see what happens.
pound, and they'd be better defensively than Bronny James. So you're switching this flare screen. You must. It is not a choice. You must get under the screener on the switch.
We'll see. Well, it depends. Like, so you got to chest up or you got to get off of it. It's either one. Sorry. It's either one. So you got to kind of read the scenario. So as I would read it as a guard, I'm getting the ball screen up top. Some people may go over, to the middle of the court. So in that case, you want to chest up. But yes, it's a flare screen, but you don't know it's a flare screen. So if you treat it like a flare screen, obviously you hop back and let it happen. Then you recover. But you don't know what it is because it could be like just a normal down screen too. So you don't know just yet. But it'll basically tell you what's going on based on the action. So let's see what happens.
Dumbass out.
Okay. So he basically gave a down screen, a strong down screen.
Oh, he's going to switch over the top. So, of course, you're getting beat backdoor. Of course.
Yeah, so this is unfortunate. I don't think that this is that bad, to be honest. Because, again, if it's a flare screen, what you would typically do is hang off of it. But if he hung off of it, the young man with the orange shoes on, whatever color that is, would be wide open. So I don't think it's as bad as he painted. But you got to be ready for both scenarios. Like, this is where practice and repetition comes in. You got to know both of these scenarios. You got to be ready for both of these. He's not ready for either one.
Of course that now draws help. Of course that's an open corner.
So easy pocket pass to the corner because you didn't declare. Like, you got to force your will at some point, Bronny. Like, you got to force your will. You got to make people, because people say you're this great on-ball defender, so make people, adapt to whatever one you pick. You got to pick one or two. Again, I don't agree with angry coaching to say that it's a flare screen, so you got to do this way. It could be a down screen or a flare screen at that point of the court. But, like, you got to be ready to declare. You got to make the defender do what they do, man. That's the low man fault, not being weak side help. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not putting, like I just said, I'm not putting it all on Bronny. But when you don't declare, when you don't impose your will, you leave these opportunities open because basically the defender has free clemency. I'm sorry, the offensive player has free clemency to create. And that's what happens when you play weak-ass defense. Let's go.
Fucking three. Who is teaching?
All right, so here we go. High ball screen. High ball screen. This is what you want to see right here. So let's see the setup. You got it. You're going to your left. Everybody's pretty much covered. So it's basically dealer's choice right now. So we read of what you see. Let's go.
This dumb fuck.
Okay. So you're coming off right now. Jackson, get his goddamn last name. He's coming off the pick and roll right now. So his man has decided to declare and to make you make a move. And everybody else is pretty much accounted for. Good, solid defense. Let's see.
Fuck how to play point guard. You have to attack downhill. They're in.
Yes. I would agree with that. Downhill attacking, going to the rim is the best scenario based on this setup right here. Especially you're down freaking 20 points. So you're seeing, Golden State's back up to the backups, in the game right now. If we're just being honest. All right, let's go.
In their dumbass drop coverage. Remember, Steve Kerr's brain dead. All I got to do is just keep attacking downhill because as long as I'm attacking downhill, Trace Jackson Davis has to stay with me. And that.
See, again, I don't agree with him saying that Steve Kerr is brain dead because you're up 20, bro. Like this is just filler time right now. So if we're being honest, this is filler time, bro. Say the guys asking Bronny to do a job of like 3 players in 1 play. Well, yeah, in that 1 play again, listen, man, I'm consistent with my analysis, man. I'm gonna tell you what I see. But to say that Bronny played good defense is just cap, bro. If I'm 6'1", why do I go to a crowded paint with 3? Exactly. Unless you're gonna go in there with reckless abandon. If your intent is to go there and put that ball on somebody, neck, then yeah, okay. And Rob God said 5 points, 5 turns, terrible for a point guard. It really is. But let's go.
That's gonna open up Jackson Hayes' role. The second you pull your dribble back, dumb fuck, now Podziemski can get back over the top. Trace Jackson Davis can recover, and you just.
Okay, so as a guard right now, I'm looking. Okay, so you decided not to attack. 55 in the corner was open for a little high second, but it looks like help is seeing. He's not seeing man and ball like you would want, but he can see man and ball. He can feel the post. what's going on in the left corner. So, okay, so it didn't work out. Not the worst thing in the world. Let's see what Bronny does now.
Fuck the whole thing up.
Okay, I mean, half the shot clock is gone. I can understand the frustration there. Okay, so you pass it back up top to Dalton. Let's see what happens.
I can't believe that this is how the play.
Okay, so he again, that's a little much for me. I wouldn't go so crazy on that. Like that don't that's not the worst thing ever. You saw things how you saw it. It didn't work out. Fine. Okay. Oh, let's see. A contested layup in the paint is the hardest shit in basketball to make absolutely. Let's go.
Play starts with a really nice pick and roll, and Bronny actually attacks downhill. I don't know what the fuck popped into his head, but he actually attacks downhill and makes Trace Jackson Davis guard him. But how is this the shot?
Okay, this is what you want right here. So you're driving left, you got the switch, your man's behind you. So the big is basically your best defender. If it were me, I would probably go with a floater, put it over the top. Or if this guard here at the free throw line overcommits, I'm looking for a alley-oop to Jackson Hayes. So you got a few situations. Also, deep corner, Dalton Connect, his man is not seeing man and ball properly. But again, the NBA level, you can kind of recover quickly. So we'll see what Bronny chooses to do.
We end up with. Please attack downhill, right? Keep attacking downhill. This backside defender just stepped up on Jackson Hayes. So it looks like you're going to be able to turn the corner here. So the read is not to take a fadeaway mid-range jumper. You ass shit. Get this skip over. This is where the backside help's coming from. Wide open corner three. Nah, mid-range.
See, that's just now. This is the easy shot to take because it's the least likely to get blocked, but it's not a high percentage shot because Bronny is not a good shooter, man. This is a bad shot because you're not a mid-range savant. This is not what you do. So this is a weak shot because it's a shot you're shooting, from my perspective at least, because you don't want to get it blocked. Whereas you can force the defense to really make a play. If you're not a shooter like that, that's fine. Everybody doesn't have to be a scorer. But this is weak basketball, bro. This is weak basketball, man. Brandon P played good defense. Dude wants Bronny to be Russell Westbrook mode. No, Lamont. We're not doing that, bro. See, I know your LeBron affinity absolves, Bronny from actually making real professional plays, but this is not a pro play right here, bro. This is not your game. You're not a penetrate left, pull up guy. This is a Kawhi Leonard. This is a Kawhi Leonard money shot. This is a DeRozan money shot right here. Because why is that? Because they practice this. This is their shot that they go to. Your SGA. That is a shot that I want the shot. Like for those guys, that's a 3-pointer for them. Bronny is almost like he plays as if he's just trying to continuously figure his game out. Like he doesn't know what he wants to do. And what I'm saying to you is that's just not professional level. Let's go.
Range horse shit.
I ain't know he missed that bad. That's a horrible miss. Jesus Christ.
Let's do another Bronny James.
All right, so here we go. Him playing off coverage, which is kind of the theme. I'm not going to shit on him for not being lower because if it were me, I want Bronny to be lower than his defender on the left corner. But whatever, that's kind of what NBA players do. So I'm not going to drag him for that. So let's see what you do off ball. When the defender is showing that he's about to go middle. Let's see what you do.
James defensive check-in. I'm serious. I could find fossils under the ground.
Okay, this is real bad. You got GP2 behind you, and you got no sense of it. This is real bad. So me as a player, guys, boy, I would love a situation like this. But I'm going to put my nuts on your goddamn head. If you got your back turned like this, and my guard is driving, oh boy, oh man, this was this is a Piccadilly buffet right here, boy. Oh my goodness. Rap God says Brandon figure out the game yet. I give him a couple years. Well, I don't think he has a couple years. Rap God, I don't think Bronny has a couple years. I think Bronny better figure it out this year, man. All right, once his dad retires, it's a wrap for him, man. Unless he figures it out. Let's go.
That defend better than this ass wipe. The first thing you learn when you get taught how to play defense, see ball and man.
Hey, man. I'm trying to tell you. Let's go.
Why does Bronny think it's okay to stare at the ball for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? He's still staring.
Come on, man. You can't give that up, dog. You can't get that up. That's too easy. You let him over pursue, and basically the thing we criticize Bronny for, him over dribbling, not maximize opportunity because your defense is so bad. He could pocket pass it late to GP2, which guys, Gary Payton II is not. This is not where he gets his money at right here, y'all. He gets his money in space, right? When guys, lag off him, he makes these corner threes or he'll make a hustle play. This right here is just garbage. This is garbage points right there that you're giving up. And then generally, it wouldn't be a big deal, but this is your time to audition. This is when you step up and be a person. This is where you earn your minutes in short verse. This is where you earn your minutes. And you're just playing in a position where, like, bro, you're unusable. Let's go. Too easy.
It is an embarrassment to basketball.
All right, so back up top, Jackson Hayes setting the ball screen. So we have basically everybody accounted for. Warriors in pretty decent defensive positions. So let's see what goes on.
Basketball players, every.
Okay, so as you go from that, Jackson Hayes, if I'm a guard, I'm looking first. Jackson Hayes is where you go because his man has chosen to play up. I don't know why. So you have the little dive down to Jackson Hayes is like the obvious play, but let's see what happens.
Everywhere that this fuckface gets to play for the Lakers of all teams. Now, the Warriors are in their drop coverage, right? Because Steve Kerr's actually more of a dumbass than Bronny. So, Bronny, get downhill. I've got to make this big guard me. 3, 4, 5 dribbles to open up Jackson Hayes' role. And now this is either a dunk or a kick to the corner.
Big facts. Big facts. Let's see what happens.
You don't fucking take one dribble.
See now, so this is called, again, you're not being a threat. So that is way too early to pass to Jackson Hayes because Jackson Hayes cannot score from the free throw line. If you keep dribbling down, you're going to make the drop coverage guy in the paint right there. You're going to make him commit all the way. And the immediate defender, Jackson Hayes' defender, he's got to respect the fact that you're driving left. But guess what? When you hot potato the ball so quick, then it's easy to guard. Now, old buddy is he's a step and a half away to open his body up to the left and guard the roll. That's just, again, this is JV level basketball. You got to be a threat. And that's a problem, man. You got to be a threat. Now, Jackson Hayes should have mishandled that, but like if he caught it cleanly, it's a nothing burger. There's nothing there to do. Come on, Bronny.
Ass clown. I'm not even sort of kidding.
All right, here we go.
This fucking
defensive possession right here. Bronny's playing off ball right now. One man away, so he's in the proper defensive position right now. Jackson Hayes up top, being the anchor of the defense. So let's see what goes on.
Fat ass bearded cameraman would be better defensively than this ass shit Bronny James. I think he's thinking about another stream with Aiden Ross because, again, please just see ball and man. Let's do the very basics of defense. Nope, we're thinking about our next stream. So let's just stare. What are you staring at? You're still.
Okay, so in coverage right now, again, against, angry coaching's bombast, let's just look at it for what it is. Okay, so you're 2 passes away right now. You probably should have 1 foot dropped in the paint unless your guy's a dead-eye shooter. But not horrible right now. A little too upright for my liking. But let's see what happens. So when the ball moves, you move. That's something you should always know. So now that he's coming off the pick and roll, there's no reaction right there. So again, as a defender who's 2 passes away, you should drift down into the paint just a little bit, because if you make the guy, I don't know who this is with the fro, to the far left, if you make him overcommit, then that's an easy corner 3. So it's your job 2 passes away to just show that you can defend the paint area to make him make a decision. So let's see what happens.
You stared.
Okay, exactly. So not only did you not step to the ball, your man backgutted you and created opportunity, man. That's bad, man. That's bad.
The ball for 10 seconds.
That's bad.
That is special.
All right, so that's it with that, man. That's it. Okay, so man, listen, guys, that's bad, man. Those kind of things affect you getting real on court time. And Bronny is just he's struggling in these ways, and his shooting percentage is horrible. So for you to have a situation to be a guy, you need to be doing these small things to get you on the court. Because people say, "Oh, what about Patrick Beverly? What about Avery Bradley?" Those dudes put up buckets, man, and they were defensively sound. And what we're seeing is Bronny is just not doing both of those things. You know what I'm saying? So, see, I love how you run and cover for LeBron and family. So I'm about to open it up, man. I want you to come up, and whoever else wants to come up, that's fine. Oh, he said Lakers gave it the middle. That wasn't on Bronny. Awful coaching, really starting to expose. He doesn't know the game. No, I don't agree with that, man. He said it looked like the Warriors faked the double. Bronny wanted to hit Hayes on a short roll. It's just a misread. Yeah, it's a misread because you got to understand that you got to because the book on Bronny is he's gonna take the path of least resistance. He's not gonna do he's not gonna push you at the basket. He's gonna look for basically the easy release to pass the ball out quick. And again, that's JV basketball. So he needs to be legit on a spectrum where he's forcing his actions so he can be out there. And that's just not what Bronny does. He said, how's it run a cover? He's just wrong. Well, matter of fact, let's go and drop it down because I want the discussion to open up. So let's do it. Let's do it. That's how this channel started off. A healthy debate coming up here. So here's the link, man. If you guys want to come up and talk about Bronny, so this is my assessment of him. He's just not an NBA player. I'm sorry, he's just not. But if you want to come up and argue on Bronny's behalf, or if you want to expound on what's been said, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. There you go. FYS. What's good, bro?
Yo,
Yo, what you got for us?
oh, hold on, can you hear me?
Yeah, now you good to go. I hear you.
Oh yeah. Nah, man, yeah, awful coaching is just starting to expose. He don't understand. Basically, almost 90% of his video, because I actually seen this video already. Almost 90% of his video was mostly schematic things. It wasn't really on Bronny. Like, for example, on that play when Bronny was on help in defense. Well, I mean, if you're a no middle team and you allow guards to break the middle and they get middle, there's only so much the weak side defender can do. He's playing 2-on-1. I mean, there's only so much you can ask Bronny to do in that help spot. If you got to force the man baseline, then Bronny has a job to do. Then you have help to cover the weak side. But what I'm saying, like he's asking Bronny to do like Superman. He has to be like literally a superhero to do some of the stuff he wants him to do. Even on that one play where he threw the ball too early to Jackson Hayes, the Warriors did a good job of stunting the double. They tricked him, and obviously he made a misread. They thought he was about to get trapped. What are you supposed to do as a guard when you're about to get trapped on the wing? You hit your short roll. He thought he was making the right read. They did a good job of stunting the trap, made him throw a bad pass, and he turned it over. But if they were really trapping, that's the read that you make. And as a coach, what you're looking for is, okay, if they do come trapped, does he see the action, right? As you get better in the league, you start to pick up when they stunt traps, when they run, when they actually are trapping, you'll make the reads better. But he's still transitioning. They're trying to turn him into a de facto point guard. He's really never ran point guard in his whole career. But I mean, that game for him to handpick some of those plays and just try to kill him on stuff that mostly was schematic and had nothing to do with Bronny just being bad. That was weak. I mean, I think he's starting to chase views now because that was weak. People that really know the game know that he's just bullshit. That like a lot of that shit was BS.
Well, it's my thing, man. I don't know when you came in on the stream, but what I did was, I definitely contested some of his critiques of Bronny. I was like, he's been a little overcritical. I'm just looking at things, as pragmatic as I can. But my overall assessment, bro, is he's not a professional, man. And the reason why I say that is because can it be a little bit ticky-tacky with the critiques? Yeah, absolutely. But he doesn't do anything at the pro level, bro. So when that Jackson Hayes situation that you referenced, you know what happens if you're a pro? You, even if it's overzealous, you over pursue coming off that pick and roll, going to the left, and you try to put somebody's you try to put your nuts on somebody's head, right? Because he's athletic as shit. Like Bronny is athletic as hell as far from a jumping standpoint, but he never shows none of his actual talents when it is going mano y mano. Now, if he's on a fast break, then yeah, he'll show it. He reminds me of one of my teammates I had named. Oh man, I'll leave his name out the stream actually. But shout out to O Dog. He went to Mountain View, and he was way more athletic than me. But the thing is, once he got into the game, you know, he's 2 years older than me. He showed that he don't use it in the game. So what I learned the first game is when I came in for him, I was like, oh, he a practice player. So I never looked back. I was the dude gonna put my nuts on somebody's neck in the actual game, not just practice, right? So Bronny's problem is he's not using his athleticism to his advantage. He's relying on these one-arm floaters and shooting in the corner where he's not a dead-eye shooter, right? So ultimately speaking, when you come off these scenarios, you got to make the defense work because you're an undersized tweener guard. Like I said, he's not a point guard.
Hold on. All I'm saying is the corner three, that's schematic. That's not. That's y'all. Like, bro, that's coaching. That has nothing to do with Bronny.
Hold on. I'll let you go.
What?
The thing is, though, if you let him, well, he has the opportunity to show that he can basically affect the defense with his offensive prowess, and he never can show it. That's not a pro, bro. But go ahead.
No, I'm saying, like, you know how many times we watch preseason and we see some dude come in and absolutely cook, drop 25 points, and just like kind of like how Quincy Oliveri did. But at the end of the day, these NBA coaches, they ask these players to do certain things. They want you to do certain things. There's a certain role that they're looking to build out for you. If in the NBA, if you see somebody as athletic as Bronny stand in the corner to shoot the corner three, it is 99% of the time scheme. They are not playing rec ball where you do what you want. These coaches have sat down with him for hours saying, this is what we want to see you do. This is how we want to see you to attack off screens. These are the reads we want you to make. He is not going out there playing the way he wants to play. He's going to play the way the coaches want him to play. That's why coaching in this league is what makes or breaks players. Getting in the right system. That's the biggest thing. Everything that he pointed out in the video has absolutely, you don't just randomly do stuff on your own. That's why you can go out and drop 30 in a preseason game and get cut the next day. Because if you get those 30 doing things outside of what the coaching staff told you to do, they don't care. This is how the league works. And that's why I say it's a low-level video, because the dude is just nitpicking at things that are schematic and coaching, not player-driven. Now, obviously, there were a couple mistakes there. He had about 2-3 good clips where Bronny obviously made some mistakes. Outside of that, that was a horrible video. And you can tell awful coaching don't know the game, man. And it's so many people that fall for it, man. It's just like, man, that's sad. That was low level. That's him chasing views off Bronny James. I promise you,
bro. Okay, but you acting as if I chase those. You know I do.
I'm not saying you. I specifically said awful coaching. I said that was a weak clip because he chased clips that were schematic, and you can literally tell this is what the coaching staff is asking him to do. This is the type of player they want him to be for the Lakers. And Gary Payton Jr. has the freedom to go get those lobs because that's what Steve Kerr have put into the offense. For Bronny James, we can clearly see that they are trying to turn him into a 3-and-D corner three-point shooter. And when he operates off the pick and roll, there are certain things that they're asking him to do. I can see it because it's repetitive.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let O-Dog hop in. What if I told you, though, that, listen, man, one of the biggest things about being a professional, yes, you are at the mercy of a system. You're at the mercy of your coaching and so on and so forth. Absolutely. Do you make room for the fact that this dude, it doesn't matter what his role is, he's not an NBA player. He, at the same behest, playing for USC, was what, the 8th leading scorer on the team. This dude, I watch him through Sierra Canyon. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, Bronny is a decent ancillary player. But when I watch him play now, it's what I saw when I watched him when he's in 9th grade, or when they played against Duncanville High School in Dallas, right before I moved to LA. I was at the game. Bronny looks exactly the same to me, bro. He looks exactly the same. Like, this dude cannot score off the dribble. This dude, he prefers to hang out in the corner, and he's just not a player that you really can do anything with. Now, if he was Bryce's size, then I would say, okay, just make him a corner guy. Swaggy P, Nick Young calls them corner boys. Make him a corner boy, that's fine. But at 6'1" and 3 quarters, no, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
But all you saying is the easiest. All you're saying, Hoop, is basically the easiest take to make, because there's about 50 guys in the league that probably shouldn't be in the league. But at the end of the day, if somebody wants you there, for example, when the Miami Heat drafted Chris Quinn out of Notre Dame, I promise you Chris Quinn wasn't no NBA player, but somehow Pat Riley then gave him 4 years, then put him on the coaching staff when he was done. If they want you there, they want you there. And at the end of the day, we don't dictate who the NBA players are. The NBA came knocking on Bronny's door. Bronny said, you know what? I'm willing to come. That's how it is for a lot of guys. It's not about what we think. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in this league that aren't NBA players. But at the end of the day, if you're there, you're there. And it's their job to mold you into the type of player that they want you to be. That's what they're doing with Bronny. They could be right or wrong. It could work or not work. But at the end of the day, we got to be able to separate the player from this coaching and what the coaches are asking them to do. Because when I watch Bronny in the G League go drop 40, when I watch Bronny play with free will, playing his own game, I watched him be a top 10 player in the G League last year. At the end of the day, he can't play with that same freedom with the Lakers. So it's just different. It's just schematic.
Chris Quinn dropped 15 points a game at Notre Dame. Fuck that.
Chris Quinn was not an NBA player, bro. Stop it.
He dropped 15 points a game at Notre Dame, my boy.
Stop it, bro. Chris Quinn was not an NBA player.
Game, bro. Fuck that.
Okay. You're going to die on that hill. You're going to die on that hill.
Yes,
you're going to die on that hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You never don't know Chris Quinn.
Was a second string player for USC, man. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that bullshit that this dude is on the level with Chris Quinn. When I pull him up, this motherfucker put up 15 points.
So is Chris Quinn better than Peyton Watson?
Huh?
Is Chris Quinn better than Peyton Watson for the Denver Nuggets? Because Peyton Watson only averaged 2 points a game at UCLA.
He's better than Brian James.
No, hold on. First of all, what I told you, Hoop Jargon, is this. Saying Bronny James is not a pro is the laziest and easiest take that you can make, because it's everybody, a 4-year-old can tell you that. So you're not saying anything new. You're just saying the same thing that everybody knows. Of course he's not a pro right now. It's easy. Hold on. First of all, hold on. Hoop Jargon. He's not a pro. Rocket science. What does that do? Hold on. Why don't you know the tough take would be to call out players like Reed Shepherd for the Houston Rockets? He don't look like a pro. But y'all don't say nothing about the first round picks that don't look like pros. Y'all go to the lowest level player in the league, the easiest low hanging fruit in Bronny James, and y'all say, "Oh, Bronny James, the second round 55 pick don't look like a pro." But you ain't said nothing about these sorry ass first rounders. You ain't said nothing about any sorry ass first rounder. You crying about Bronny James. Talk about Reed Shepherd, sorry ass.
Who?
Talk about these sorry ass first rounders that ain't panning out.
Just how you talk.
You ain't talked about them. You ain't talked about them.
I can talk about who.
You ain't talked about none of these sorry ass players in the first round that have expectation, but we go to the lowest level of the second round and say, "Oh, he don't look like a pro."
The same way you do.
What second round player this year you gonna talk about? What 55th pick you gonna talk about this year? You're not gonna talk about no 55th pick this year.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, what player in the first round disappointed you?
About whomever. So the question is not about who I'm talking about.
Because it's easy to call. It's easy to talk about Bronny James because we know he's not a pro.
Exactly.
Of course.
You can't disprove what I'm saying is true. So, but without further ado,
what do you mean disprove it? How am I disproving it? I agree with you. He's not a pro. That's easy. Of course, a second round 55th pick. Does it amaze anybody that he don't look like a pro?
What you got for us, man? I want
Come on, man. Talk about real guys that have real expectation.
But the topic of the conversation is Bronny James. He's the purpose of the whole video.
And I'm talking about Bronny James. Something y'all can't do. It seems like.
Well,
Bro,
look,
go
I
ahead.
mean,
You got it. Go ahead.
first of all, good evening, gentlemen. What up, Hoop? I actually went to Duncanville, but
Okay.
but it's like when we look at Bronny James, I look at him as a player. Okay, he's fast, he's explosive, he has just baseline fundamentals that you can actually build off of. His problem is he doesn't look like that. He doesn't look like he loves basketball. These undersized guys, they're usually good at everything or they're super aggressive. And he's either one. So when I look at him, I'm like, what position does he play? He doesn't have one because he's not aggressive enough to score the ball at a proficient rate. And his floor game is not good enough to play point guard. So he looks like a player that is not done developing. He should have stayed in college. He should have went to like a mid-major or somewhere where they're gonna put the ball in his hands and let him go. Because he doesn't know what kind of player that he wants to be. As of now, the only spot I can put him in is, just give him the ball and just attack downhill and just play super aggressive defense. But still, his skill level is just not on the NBA level. There's certain reads that you make, that any ball player can make in high school. If you're a competent ball player, you can make it. Like for instance, that shot that you were saying that it was a cop out when he was on the left elbow when he pulled up. I mean, that's a shot that any player can make. If you're right-handed going left, that's a shot that you should be able to make. It should be automatic if you're in the NBA or Division I player. But the fact that he can't make that shot, that tells you everything you need to know. Like you said, Hoop, he's not an NBA player. I don't even think he's a Division I starter. Not a.
Bro, come on, man. Stop it, man. That's dumb. That's a dumb take, bro. Stop it, bro. Come on.
What? Okay, so what kind of what? So you're telling me he's a Division I starter right now?
Bro, stop it, bro. I played you, bro. I know. I seen him. I scouted him. I scouted his brother, bro. Let's stop
Answer
with
the
the
question.
dumb shit. Come on, talk real basketball.
Answer the
He's a
question.
D1 player. Come on, move on.
Division I coach that he's not a Division I player. So
I don't want to talk about, bro. I don't want to talk stupidity, bro. The man is a McDonald's All-American. He was the best player in his high school team in Superior King. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop this stupidity, man.
We all know this.
I don't care where you coach. If you say Bronny can't start on the D1 team, you a retard.
He knows more basketball than you, Lamont.
Cap.
Yeah,
you say that, you don't.
He does. That's your opinion, bro. And you don't have those.
Bro, I didn't coach under him. I've worked under Matt Painter. I worked under some of the best coaches in the country, bro. Nobody in the world will agree with that. Matt Painter don't agree with that. Bryce Drew don't agree with that. Bro, I worked under the top coaches in the country.
Just because you say this,
Homer Drew never agreed with that. Coach K don't agree with that. I literally talk with the best coaches in the country who all co-sign Bronny. Stop it, bro. Stop it. You can't tell me something random on here can say, bro. I didn't already heard it from valid players.
You have no verification to say that. So
okay,
you do that shit
but I can go get it though, Hoop Jargon. But I can go get it.
You can go get what?
I can go get the verification. If you want me to go bring Bryce Drew on stream, and when we do
on speakerphone and him say what I'm telling you.
All right, bro. Stop it, bro. Because I'll pull the card.
Stop it. That's a real thing that I can actually do.
Look,
okay, good. You got it.
See, this is what I'm saying, man. Like you
got it, man.
Not with you. So what you can say is based on X, Y, and Z. I just don't agree with your assessment.
I don't, bro. If you agree with somebody saying that Bronny's not a D1 starter, come on, man. The man was literally a top 10 player in the G League last year. Did we act like that didn't happen? Are we gonna just play dumb?
Look.
Are we gonna play stupid?
We're all hoopers here. If you get the ball and you're given the green light, you're gonna put up numbers. That's just how it is.
Bro, who chooses your position in basketball? The player or the coach? Who chooses your position?
You said what?
When you hoop, who chooses how you play in your position? Like when you step onto a court, and I don't care what your skill set is, you can step on that court, especially at the higher level you go. Who dictates how you play? Because we see it in college basketball all the time. We see hoopers walk in gyms. But you know what? If the coach shells your game up, if the coach gives you a role that diminishes your game, you are not doing nothing. Coaches can diminish it. Bronny, you can have all the athleticism in the world. Bronny can't use none of it if the coach don't allow him to use it through the system. You can tell with this system. You can tell with this system that that's not what JJ Redick wants Bronny to do.
For a guy who's letting him be on the team because of his podcast, bro, it's his dad. Like, where's the perfect scenario for this kid, bro?
Okay, so then why are we even talking basketball? You just talk about the fact that you don't like that LeBron got him on the roster. Don't even talk basketball then.
But I can still
don't even talk basketball then. Just cry about LeBron James.
Nope. That's that emotional shit that
we don't do.
No, I'm just saying you brought LeBron up. I haven't said LeBron James one time.
I can still sit down and compartmentalize.
You brought up LeBron James. I've only talked basketball.
Well, I'm telling you why he's on the team, though.
I don't care.
Okay,
who cares?
I don't care.
Pat Riley put Chris Quinn on the team because he's Jewish. I don't care.
Who?
Pat Riley only drafted Chris Quinn because he's Jewish. He only put him on the coaching staff because he's Jewish. John Stockton's son only got to the Utah Jazz because of that. Everybody gets somewhere because they know somebody. Come on, man, stop it.
He averaged 15 points a game in Notre Dame, bro.
Okay, so
in the Big East, in the Big East, in the era where the Big East was like the Big East.
Okay, all right, ride with Chris Quinn then. Take that. You can take that. Chris Quinn is an elite player according to hoop jargon. Y'all ride with that.
No, I'm just saying.
Take that.
It's a college player. He's a better college player, and the
Chris
numbers
Quinn,
don't.
Yeah, Chris Quinn was better than Peyton Watson. Yeah, Chris Quinn is better than a lot of guys. Yeah, Chris Quinn.
Numbers don't lie on that.
Hold on, I don't never. That's what I'm saying. Take the numbers, and I want you to parade around Chris Quinn as one of the greatest college basketball players of all time.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna ask me to compare him against him, I'm gonna tell you.
No, I compare skills. I don't compare numbers. We know numbers in college really don't mean nothing. We know that. We know that. You play college ball, you know that. Devin Booker came off the bench at Kentucky. Does that mean anything?
No.
Okay, why we talk about numbers then?
On a team with like 6 pros on the team. That's called nuance.
15 points a game is a lot in college. Like, what are you talking about?
Man, bro, Chris Quinn at Notre Dame was mediocre. He played in a system that was favorable to point guards. If you watched him play in the Big East at that time, he was not an NBA player. He was a solid guard. He was not an NBA player. He got drafted only because he was Jewish. He went to the Miami Heat. This is why he's on the coaching staff right now. As soon as his rookie deal was up, he was not an NBA player. Everybody knew it. David Stockton only got to the Utah Jazz because his dad is John Stockton. He was not an NBA player coming out of Gonzaga, right? Even Eddie House's son, who's with the Celtics now, not an NBA player. He's a 5'8" guard, transferred from multiple colleges. He's with the Celtics because he knows somebody. Plenty of players in the league are in the league because they know the right person, not just Bronny.
Stop the lie. Okay, but USC who got into it because his dad was LeBron James. There's a guy named Bryce James who probably would do the same. Now, listen, I like Bryce, but we'll see what happens. They will probably get the same fate.
This is even how you get D1 scholarships. Sometimes you got to know the right people.
Yeah, LeBron James' son. Yes, that's how you get a Division I scholarship.
That's facts. That's facts. That is facts.
But we're talking about Bronny James's game. That's what we're talking about.
But what I'm saying is it's the easiest thing to talk about is to talk about a player whose game is underdeveloped. So having a conversation to say that Bronny James's game is underdeveloped is not a conversation.
So what do you want to talk about?
No, what I'm saying is I'm talking about the film, and I'm talking about how people, what they do, because even as good as hoop jargon was in college, I'm sure if I went through all his college film, I could clip up some lowlights to make him look like Bronny James, a missed shot, a mad read. This is what people do with Bronny James. They clip, but they don't never clip up the good stuff. I never see people talk about the good stuff when he does
good stuff. There's not a lot of good stuff.
You see that because you're not looking for it.
Yes,
so look for it. You will.
I watch basketball. I watch basketball. I know. I've been watching basketball as probably as long as you've been watching.
And tell me about his 40-point game last year.
His 40-point game in the G League?
Yeah. He had about 10, 30-point games, a 40-point game. He was easily a top 10 player. He had MVP votes for G League MVP. So again, if you watch the game, tell me about him in the G League.
Dude,
I'll tell
the
you,
G League, the G.
Now,
Hold on.
you don't watch the game.
The G League quality basketball is lower level than Division I college basketball.
Man, you must be smart.
It is a level.
Yes. Oh, dog's not lying, bro.
It is a level lower. It's harder to score in
G League teams are made up of D1 starters. Guys that average 20 a game. Cassius Stanley was the best player at Duke, is barely playing in the G League. It's a stars. It's guys who were stars in college that are riding the bench in the G League.
It's a dude who played in G League who goes back to college next year.
The G League is more political than the actual NBA.
All right. Well, so what we do is, remember, you said talk about the game. Don't cry about the competition. What did you see in this game? Talk about the 30-point games. What did you see in this game?
He was making a shot.
I can go if O-Dog can't.
He didn't watch. Because he didn't watch.
He was making his shots. Like he was making simple basketball plays. He was making simple shots. He was open. He was just making his open shots. Like what are we really talking about here?
Are you sure? Are you sure you watched Bronny in the G League?
Bronny was getting.
Bronny was on attack mode. He was on a super aggressive mode. He was getting downhill, dunking on people, all types of crazy stuff.
He was dunking on people.
Yes, he was catching bodies. Yes.
So he was looking like Derrick Rose out there.
Well, okay, so this tells me you didn't watch if you don't know this.
I did watch it.
Okay, so how did you miss that? How did you miss that?
When you say he was just catching bodies, we're talking about. I'm not talking about like a dunk here or there, like he caught somebody. You talking about
Bronny was getting loose off pick and rolls. He wasn't being passive. He was getting downhill, attacking a lot more because you can tell that the leash was off. He wasn't confined to playing a certain style for the coaching staff. It got to a point where they were just basically, especially once Quincy Oliveri got hurt, they basically said, look, just go play your game. Once he started playing free, right, he can kind of play that combo point guard hybrid type of role. And he wasn't just confined to just being a point. He was getting loose and he was getting butt. He cannot play like that with this Laker team. He can't. That's not what they're asking him to do.
Because he's not
he
good
cannot
enough
do that.
He's not good enough to.
Okay. Yeah, right now he's definitely not good enough to. I wouldn't have him in the NBA doing that.
What are you talking
He's still
about?
a project player, but that's what most second round 55th picks overall are. Project players. They're
That's the whole
project players.
Of course he is.
Okay. But all I'm saying is, if we're talking about his game, we're talking about it from the perspective of he's a project player. But what I want y'all to understand is, when I watch those clips, don't let people lie and manipulate clips saying Bronny is bad. Like when the guy
agree with everything that he said, bro. So that's
okay.
nothing that you're putting up. I said that I
No,
don't.
but you had zero emphasis on it. You had more emphasis on the mistakes.
I said he's overcritical, and I don't agree with that.
So if you wanted to talk basketball, how come when you talk when
I'm not just blindly agreeing with angry.
Okay, coach. So on the film, because you were doing a good job with the film, on the film, when the team actually gave up middle, which the guards who were on ball were in the wrong, and Bronny was sitting in help. This is something that fans need to know. This is how people manipulate film to try to make Bronny look bad. How come we don't call it out? Oh, we just gloss over it and say, oh, yeah, I don't like that. We move on to the next clip. No, awful coaching needs to get called out. If you don't do it, I will.
I got a question. Did Darius Bazley make the Lakers roster?
No, I don't think he did.
Okay. So this is what I'm talking about right here. Like when
he's a good player,
the G League is a place where you can actually feature a player. They will tell every other player,
I work with the Valley Suns. I know what the G League is, man. Come on, bro. You don't have to explain.
Darius Bazley is actually I think he should be in the league, but he's not. You know why? Because they don't want him in the league. So Bronny is a guy that they do want in the league. Okay, so he's in the league, but does his skills warrant him being there? And I say no. You can say, oh, he was on attack mode in the G League. There's a lot of guys that are on attack mode.
NBA has always been like that ever since it started. Oladipo's overseas right now. He's better than Bronny. There's a lot of players overseas that are better than Bronny. Of course, it's politics. The NBA is a politic league.
Okay,
Mac
If
so
the
what?
Lakers could
McClung,
swap
same
Bronny for
thing.
Oladipo, they would do it.
Jimmer
We're
Fredette,
not talking
same
about that.
thing. What you're saying is not revelatory, Lamont. You're not saying nothing revelatory, bro. People pulling up
Yeah,
in the
hold on. You
goddamn
think you are by saying
whose
that he's not
games,
ready?
whose games do not translate next level because they are undersized, and that does not work next level unless you are exceptional. And my point is, those dudes. So I'm not gonna boo-hoo and cry for freaking Mac McClung either because that game does not translate next level or Jimmer Fredette, what have you. So when you talking about this stuff like, oh, if you let him play his game in the G League, okay, cool. But when he comes to the league level, he shows me nothing. That's my point.
Okay.
And it's funny because Jimmer Fredette, he could actually score in the NBA. His just defense was trash.
No, that's not
And
why
he's
Jimmer Fredette's
small.
not in the
And
league.
he's small.
Jimmer Fredette chose not to be in the league. That's not why he's not in the league.
No,
He
hell
was doing
no. No,
That's not
sir.
true. He didn't
Jimmer
choose.
No,
Fredette.
sir. That is
Jimmer
not
Fredette
true.
had an open contract with the Warriors. He walked away from it because he didn't
For the
like
money.
something about his locker. He was being a diva. That was on Jimmer. He has all
He had a
types
lot
of
of
head
things
case
going
issues.
on. But my point is he couldn't get his shit off because he played how he wanted to play. As we know, he's a 3-point heavy guy, leading the league in scoring his senior year, right? I think it was my senior year, actually. Me and Jim are the same age, I believe. But no, his whole thing was being an undersized, score first shooting guy, and it's just not gonna translate being 6'3",
Jimmer's not
6'2".
40
So
yet.
the NBA made Jeremy Lin look like a all-star for a period of 2-3 weeks. And if the coach builds a system around you, they can make you look good. If the coach chooses to put the system around you. So again, it's about the system. Darius Bailey's not in the league because whatever team he was on, he didn't conform to their system. It's about systems. This is why we see some players look really bad on one team, but look really good on another team.
If you suck, you suck, man. If you can't play on a certain level, like you can say system all day, but if you never shown to
So me and you both know if Draymond Green goes to Orlando Magic, he don't look like an NBA
It
player.
don't matter. It don't. No.
Draymond Green's a product of the system, bro. Stop it, bro.
No. Draymond Green is a productive NBA player.
Bro, he's a system player.
He is a productive system player.
System. If he's not in the right system, he ain't gonna look so productive.
It doesn't matter. Quarterback.
We both know that.
System players, like it's not about we can play all those hypotheticals all we want, but when given a chance, what do you show? Draymond Green is a productive NBA player, and Bronny James is not. There's nothing Bronny James has done on lower levels that indicates that he's a productive NBA player. He's not aggressive enough. He doesn't have the floor game. He's not tenacious on defense. Like what are we talking about here? Like you can put we can make that argument. Oh, it's system player this, system player that. But the fact of the matter is, Bronny James has showed us nothing.
What did you expect from him?
What did I expect? At least 8 to 10 points a game.
No. What I'm saying is, you just said he didn't do nothing in college. He didn't do it in high school. Why you expect something from him now?
I can answer that. I can answer because that's a trap question.
Because he did in the NBA.
No trap question.
NBA player. I expect him not to be NBA.
You just said he was trash in high school. Just said he was trash in college. But then you get to NBA, you expect 10 points a game.
Did I say trash?
Nope.
Stop it, man. You just said he wasn't a D1 player. You just said he wasn't a D1 player.
He's not.
Okay, so if he's not a D1 player, if wasn't good in high school, if he wasn't good at USC, why are you expecting him to get 10 points?
I didn't say he wasn't good. You got it. You have to address every word as it said. I said Bronny James has a baseline skill set to build on. He's explosive as hell. He's fast as hell. He can jump. So there's certain things he should just be able to do. But he doesn't do it because he's not aggressive.
Unless he's in a system where the coach loves small guards and undersized guards like the Sacramento Kings, he's not going to be good with the Lakers. That system is never going to look good with the Lakers.
He's not going to be good anywhere, bro.
He's not going to be good.
Okay, you can say that because you say that, and then if he actually does good somewhere, then you just going to handle.
Does he have to handle?
The burden's on you to prove me wrong.
No, the burdens. Yeah, of course. I'm not here to profess that Bronny will ever be a great NBA player. What I'm saying is, Bronny will never be able to shine in the NBA the way y'all want him to shine because this system is not going to allow him to play the way y'all want him to play.
Because he can't play.
Do you know what player? There's a player in the league that I don't think that can play, and that's Kyle Lowry. But he's in the league because he's aggressive. He plays hard. I don't
I
think
disagree.
Kyle
I think Kyle
Lowry.
Lowry can play. That's why I disagree with you on that. But go ahead, though, dog.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think he's that good. Like Kyle Lowry doesn't do anything special. He just plays hard.
I'm gonna tell you what Kyle Lowry does.
Kyle Lowry is one of the smartest guards in the league, man. He borderline a Hall of Fame career, man. Stop.
Yes.
I don't think. I look at his game. I look at his game. I don't see a guy that's just gonna break you down. I don't see an Andre Miller. I just see a guy that I just see a chubby dude that plays hard, and that's okay.
That's all you see with Kyle Lowry, right?
Yes, that's
you talking about a guy with Houston who got that out of the mud. Remember, he was in the wrong system in Houston, goes to Toronto. Now he's in a much better system. He starts to shine, and now he's able to play his game because with Houston, they had him playing another role, but he's able to shine in Toronto and playing under his role. They allow him to play his game with no restriction. He looks like an all-star. The only reason they don't get to the finals is because of LeBron James. But outside of that, he's had a great career. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. What are you talking about? He's one of the smartest guards in NBA history.
I agree with you 100%, Lamont.
What?
I don't know about the smartest. I don't know. I see a guy that plays very hard and gets the most out of his ability and his opportunities. Like as far as like smart, when you talking about smart guards, I'm thinking like an Andre Miller. I'm thinking like I don't know. I don't know if y'all remember Eric Maynard. You remember Eric Maynard?
You can only be a dummy in the league and stay this long if you're 7 feet tall. You cannot be a dummy and stay in the league this long and you're not one of the smartest players.
Oh, that's cap.
He's an undersized player.
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook is a 6'5". He was a 6'6", 6'5" guard with super athleticism. Kyle Lowry's undersized and he don't have no athleticism. The only way he sticks around is if he's smart.
Russell Westbrook's a dummy. But go ahead.
Russell Westbrook is an exceptional.
Russell Westbrook is everything that y'all were asking Bronny to be: aggressive, driving recklessly, doing all this silly stuff. Yeah. He's everything that y'all were just.
Bronny's none of that.
If Bronny played like that, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
If Bronny went out there and played like Russ, y'all would kill him. Stop.
No, but he would be an NBA. Okay, let me say this. I would kill him because I don't like how Russell Westbrook plays. But one thing I won't say is Russell Westbrook's not a pro. He is a pro. He's a dumb basketball player, in my opinion. He shows it time after time after time. What I cannot say is that he's not an elite level skill set that is a pro. He's just, in my opinion, a loser.
That's why
there's more nuance to the conversation to that. So that's not true what you're saying, bro.
So Russell Westbrook, do you believe that Reed Shepherd's a pro? Is Reed Shepherd a pro? Ain't that your squad, the Houston Rockets?
Hell no, I'm a Lakers fan.
Okay, but you out there in Texas. Is Reed Shepherd a pro?
I live in LA, bro.
But you from the Texas area. My bad. You got Texas roots. My bad.
Yeah, Texas roots. Yes, I don't care nothing about the Rockets, bro.
Is Reed? I'm just giving you an example because Reed Shepherd was what, top 5? He's top 5 pick in the draft. Is Reed Shepherd pro? From what we know,
I ain't watched him enough, but when I did watch him, I would say yes, he's a pro. But
what makes him a pro? Even though he was worse in every aspect of the game than Bronny James last year.
I've not looked into him because I have no interest in him. So I have no focus on him. Bronny plays on my team, so obviously I'm going to look at him. That's a roster spot on my team. So I'm going to look at it with more hyper focus. Absolutely. Reed Shepherd plays on a team I don't give a shit about. So I'm just not going to focus on him like that.
And so let's say, for example, the Lakers waive Bronny tomorrow. How does that make the Lakers better or worse?
Oh, it's not the thing. They need to waive his dad. They waive his dad and they start to really rebuild. That's
no, I didn't. I said if the Lakers waive Bronny James tomorrow, obviously he's an end of the rotation. He's an end of the bench guy. What does it do for the Lakers? Other than
it frees up a roster spot.
Okay, for who? Another 15th man?
Okay. So I think if they do that, it frees it up to like being an actual program where you stop with these narratives, you stop with this charity case, and you actually start to build a team correctly. That's right.
Man, it's the Lakers, man. It's been more politics with the Lakers than any other team in NBA history, bro. Y'all do more petty stuff.
Some bottom filler, filler 15th guy on the row. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not going to move the needle. But I'm saying the fact that we have this kid on the team who's not a pro, it shows that we have a hyper focus on the wrong shit to build a team. That is my point.
And that's and I agree 100% because we shouldn't be having a conversation
Bro,
about a guy that does not belong in the league. Like, but the fact that it's so sensationalized, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the Lakers on my
what
team, I
15th man in the NBA belongs in the league?
you said what?
Most 15th men in the NBA, you can make a case for them not belonging in the league.
I can make a
But
case
we're
for you
not
10
talking.
times non-belonging than that person that you want to name.
No, I'm not saying who has more significant of a case. What I'm saying is, I can literally go to every team and go to their bottom of the barrel rotation guys and be like, "Oh, he don't belong in the league." It's
But
very low. This is low hinge. Like it's just targeting. You just going after the worst player on the Lakers, saying he don't belong. I can do that with every team in the league.
the thing is, this guy this guy gets so much press.
No, he don't.
No, he's not. Yes, he does.
What press?
It's what comes with him. You know that's why there's a conversation. And even with that, you know, you keep talking about system this, system that. He's not the average 15th player on your team.
What press? Okay, what is this press? I want to know about this press.
Listen.
Where is this coming from? I ain't seen no breaking news about Bronny James lately.
Listen, he's not your average 15th rotation guy. He's LeBron James' son. So there's certain things that he can get away with that other 15 guys will not get away with. But he's
Like
not
what?
taking advantage of that.
Like what?
You think they're just gonna cut Bronny James?
Okay. What I'm saying is, what is he getting away with?
I said there's
Shooting one of
certain
the
things he
lowest
can get away.
percentages in the
I said
NBA.
there's certain things he can
The
get away.
lowest plus or minus in the NBA.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
those kind of things. Yes.
If
man,
I had
come on, y'all.
if I had a green light like Bronny James, I'd be just going. I'd just go.
So you wouldn't listen to none of the coaches. You wouldn't play within the system. You just go.
For what? For what?
Okay. All right.
He's LeBron
Bronny
James' son.
James can't play, man.
That's the easiest way to get waived in the
You think
NBA.
they're gonna waive LeBron James' son?
No, what I'm saying is, when you're on a team, you don't do your own thing. Hoop jargon. When you
You
went to
think they're
college,
gonna
when you went to
waive
go hoop in
LeBron
college, hoop
James'
jargon,
son?
did you go do your own thing, or did you do what the coaching staff wanted you
No,
to do?
absolutely not. I did what the
Hoop
coach
jargon
wanted
is
me to
not
do.
named Hoop Jargon James.
You don't get to choose in the NBA.
All right.
You do what everybody in the NBA was
Okay.
the man in high school.
So,
Almost everybody in the NBA was the man in college. You
so
don't get to
LeBron.
choose.
He wasn't a man in college, though. That's the problem.
No, but I'm saying, hold on. What I'm saying is there are
He
better
was
players
not a
than.
man. Not in
Listen to
high
what I'm
school
saying.
either.
Hold on. What I'm saying is this: there are better players than Bronny that have to shell up their game to take a role in this league. They have to shell themselves up and just buy into a role, even though they can go do way more. Because they were just talking about this on Gil's show, how going into the league, Brandon Jennings was talking about after he dropped his 55-point game, man, all the coaches and players came to him and said, nah, you can't be doing that no more. We got vets on this team. You got to move the ball around. We trying to win. They shelled up his game. But everybody else to say, oh, Brandon Jennings, you're not being aggressive. They just shelled his game up.
Is Brandon Jennings LeBron James' son?
I'm just giving you an example of how
It's
no
not.
matter who you
It's not an
are,
apples to
you're
apples
missing the point. This
comparison.
is not about Bronny. Think about the point I'm
It
saying.
is about Bronny.
Even
It's
the
not an
best
apples to apples
players, have to shell their games up to buy into a team and have to look less than. So
No,
for
they
y'all to say
don't.
that Bronny's just supposed to go out there and do whatever he wants just because he's Bron James' sons, that would be the indication that Bron is allowing him to just do whatever he wants. The fact that he is at least going in trying to buy into this role that he don't fit in, he does not look like a point guard, but he's buying in, he's trying to conform to this role, tells me he's trying to work with the system.
Hold on, I got you, old dog. Okay, so here's a problem with your argument, man. Listen, what you saying is 100% correct. When you come into the league, you got to fit into the mold of the team, the system, the GM, so on and so forth. Absolutely. Meaning, if you're a scorer, like okay, the perfect example is your boy Mark Aguirre when he came from the Mavericks to the Pistons and put the Pistons over the top.
I don't remember none of that.
Okay, so it's in the 80s, back when Magic Johnson them and shit, he came over to the Pistons and he put them over the top. Like they needed another scorer, and he was that guy for them. right? So yeah, so in some situations, you being a scorer, yeah, we don't need a scorer. We need somebody to come play defense. We need somebody to come and be an overall player, so on and so forward. But to another team, you can be the missing piece, right? Do you follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's true. What you're saying. What we're saying is he don't even apply to that because he's not even good enough for the fucking evaluation, though.
Yeah,
So to even put him through that finger, he's not
but
even
my
good enough to even put him in
but
there.
my point,
So
hoop
we're
jargon, is
saying,
this: we can have our opinion about who belongs in the league, who don't. But once a team says we gonna draft you, no matter if it's because of LeBron, it could have really been because JJ thought he was nice. I don't know why. But once they put you on that roster, it's your job. It's your job to conform into whatever role they give you. Because
brother,
as I can do, I can go down the list and I can go through a plethora of players that I actually know that I've even worked with that are in the league due to some form of nepotism or favoritism. But at the end of the day,
for
at the
sure.
end of the day, is your job, once you get there, is to buy into whatever role they give you. Pat Beverly was the best scorer in the state of Chicago. He comes into the NBA and nobody thinks he can score the ball again. You
But
got
he
to buy into
balled
a role.
at Arkansas too, though. So that's the point you keep missing. Yes,
What?
he was Mr. Basketball in
I
Illinois.
don't.
Yes, he went to Illinois. I mean, he went to Arkansas and killed, and then he got put into a role. Actually, he had to go overseas and play, and then Miami picked him up, and then that's when he never looked back. I understand that. Oh, what you saying is right, Lamont. But I'm just saying that dude ain't that dude. That's
Yeah,
the
but
point.
that's
Hold
all
on,
I'm
say
saying.
last
In
thing.
jargon is we can
Hold
say
on.
that about every
This
second
last
round
thing.
55th
Last
pick.
thing. Say
Y'all
this
acting
last
like he
thing.
got drafted second
Let
round
me say this
55th
last thing,
overall
bro.
because he was a superstar.
Let me say this last thing. When every time you ask JJ Redick to give Bronny a quote, this dude and you coach just like I have, bro. When you start when somebody asks you what's the best thing about a person or what do you like about him, and you say he's a great human, he's one of the best people I know. You already know what time it is, my boy. Go ahead.
Bro, what is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to just shit
He
on
said,
him like
"Oh,
y'all?
he's the hardest worker. He is the most athletic person in this program. He's the core. He is the person that holds this team together." No, he said he's a great human. Come on, bro.
Okay.
That's a
I mean, if he
bullshit
said
ass
that one time,
compliment.
I've
That's a
heard him say
bullshit
Bronny
ass
works hard.
compliment,
I've
man.
heard him
You
say
trolling.
Bronny's been in the lab. I've heard him say a lot of positive things about Bronny. He ain't just said he's a great human.
But when you say shit like that, you know you fishing for a comment, bro.
Yeah,
Stop
but
with
he
the
knows that
bullshit.
anytime he says anything about Bronny, fans are going to rewarp it, making it seem like, oh, we saying he going to be the next John Stockton.
When you say
Y'all take it to
he's
the
a
next
great
level just
human,
because he's LeBron's
you are
son.
saying, and
Anything.
multiple times with those type of compliments, you know that you are not focusing on his actual
But
ability, which is
he said this summer that Bronny's getting better. You know what y'all fans did
what
with
the
it?
fuck does that even mean?
Y'all took it and ran with it. Oh, Bronny ain't no better.
Better.
Bronny missed the shot. Bronny missed the layup.
Those are generic
Bronny missed the
comments,
defensive
homie.
assignment.
Lamont, those are generic
Y'all
comments.
nitpick his game. Bro, Hope Jargon, if I go through your film, I promise you I could clip it up and make you look like Bronny.
I'm sure you could.
Does it mean you trash?
Oh, as an NBA player, yes, I'm not a
No,
pro.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no,
an
no,
NBA
no.
player.
I can make you look like the Bronny James of college
Fair
basketball.
enough,
I can flip up
but
your
I'm not
colors.
an NBA player though.
But we know this is why I don't like what Awful's doing because he's not clipping the good. He's not showing the good and the bad. Because when I looked at that Warriors game, or no, the Phoenix Suns game, I watched the Phoenix Suns game and I watched it and I'm like, damn, Bronny is really changing his play style. Yeah, he didn't shoot well, but I like where he's going with this game. But then when I look at what people are saying, everybody's saying Bronny trash, and he did. I'm like, damn, what was y'all watching? I thought he was aggressive. He was taking the right shots. He was just missing them, and I'm like,
But
damn, this is how we doing, Bronny. We not even
You
giving him a fair
you
shot.
1 for
you
12 to
graded
O-Dog's point. The average cat 1 for 12, bro. You looking for that pink slip in your locker, bro. Let's be for
you
real.
you're grading
O-Dog, go
Bronny
ahead.
on the curve. You're grading him on the curve.
Absolutely.
Not
To say,
grading him on
to
the
say
curve.
that
I'm grading him on the fact that because
The
I don't judge
curve
players
curve.
off makes and misses.
but you have to.
No, you don't, bro.
Yes,
That's not
you
how you
do.
grade players, bro.
Look in the NBA, you gotta you. It's not about just getting past your guy. Like, yeah, if you can get past your guy, that's cool. But shit, you gotta make the shot. Like, you don't get people when people watch film. They're like, oh, he got past his guy. Yeah, he get past his guy, but did he make the shot? Did he
This is
make?
how we
Did he
get
make the
into this
right pass?
culture of y'all live and die on every good or bad game. This is the coach. This is the climate of basketball talk. Guy have a
No,
bad
no, no,
game,
no,
oh
no,
he's
no,
choked.
no.
Guy have a good game, oh he the greatest. Guy have a bad game. This is what awful does. Bronny has a good game, he'll make a video saying Bronny's the next best thing smoking. Bronny has a bad game, he'll make another video like that. It's just y'all just blow with the wind type of basketball analyst.
What player do you compare Bronny to?
I don't compare him to nobody. He's Bronny. He's a second round 55th pick overall. Why am I comparing him to anybody?
All right, man. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, hey,
He's an
you the Bronny.
undersized guard. He's undersized. Yes, he's athletic, but we all know that small guards have a very, very short lifespan in this league just because of sheer size alone. You can be the greatest small man in the world, and a guy with less skill who's just taller can look way better than you. The game is built for people that are taller. That's just what the game is. He's going to struggle. He can do everything perfect. He can do the greatest move in the world, but just because another guy is tall, they can blow that shot up. He could be the sorriest defender in the world. That's
So
just the
what?
game of basketball, bro.
All right.
So
So you're a
I
coach.
don't think he's going to have a long lifespan in the league. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but the way we've been judging his game, I think
That's
people
not
been
even up for
unfair.
debate.
I think people manipulate the film just like Awful Hoopin did. I think
It's
people
like
lie
saying
about his
Lilo was
game.
the finest. Of course, we know that. Like,
No, y'all lie. No, people lie. Yeah, they lie. Awful Hoopin was
That's a
intentionally
false
lying because
score.
if you clipped up all the clips of that Warriors game,
That's
if you
a
did it
false
fairly, you would see
bro.
another version of Bronny.
I'm sorry. And I'm sure O-Dog ain't going either. I'm not going. You trying to soften the landing spot for Bronny.
Not softening. I do this for everybody. I judge everybody
Use
fairly.
generic terms. Oh, he may not be to this. He may not be to that. That's irrelevant.
Because in the NBA, we judge you based on where you get drafted. That's where we judge you.
What we are stating is he is not a pro to begin with. So it
What
doesn't
second
matter
round 55th overall pick is a pro?
what other platitudes that you put out there and say it doesn't
Hold on. You said what 50? You said what 55th pick is a pro? Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was the last pick.
Bro,
he's 5'9".
How many Isaiah Thomases do we have?
It doesn't matter. You asked the question, and that's what I'm saying.
The point is that is very rare that you get drafted lower in the second round and you have a fruitful
Rashard
career.
Lewis, another one. I can name Rashard Lewis.
Very rare.
Gilbert Arenas.
Very rare.
What's his name? Lou Williams.
Gilbert Arenas was not drafted at the bottom of the second round. Stop.
Okay. All right. Fine. Lou Williams.
He's top of the second round. Yeah.
Nikola Jokic. He
was not drafted at the bottom of the second round. Stop it. We all know that. Once you get past pick like 35, you're looking at guys that we will never see again. The top of the second round are still guys that probably could have went first.
Yeah, that's not my argument though. My argument is he's not a pro to begin with.
Okay, that's fine. And that's my argument is that that's easy to say. That's not a take.
Yeah, it is because I'm watching him.
Okay.
And I try to give him as much grace as I can to just be fair, but I'm looking at a kid who's not a pro. If his name was Bronny Johnson, you wouldn't hear nothing about this kid. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I can say that. I can say the same thing for David Stockton. If his last name wasn't Stockton, he wouldn't have made it to the Utah Jazz.
No.
That's the hill you went down.
Let me say this. If his name was Bronny Johnson, he wouldn't have been a McDonald's All-American.
But that's not how the McDonald's All-American is selected. He was only on the McDonald's All-American team because all the best players went to prep schools like OTE. And because if you go to the prep schools, you automatically are disqualified from being on the All-American. He wasn't supposed to be on the McDonald's All-American team, but because there were so many players ranked ahead of him that were disqualified, it bumped him up.
He shouldn't have been ranked that high. He should not have been ranked that high.
What do you mean? He was ranked like 30th something. There were like 22 players that were ineligible for the McDonald's All-American game. It was like historic.
He was ranked 30th in the country. He was ranked 30th in the country or in California.
No, what I'm saying, think about it like this, bro. He was not supposed to be in McDonald's All-American game. But that year, there was an influx of all the best talent went to prep schools like OTE. When you go to those schools, you're ineligible for the McDonald's All-American game. It was like 20-something players that were ineligible for the McDonald's All-American game. It eliminated all of the top pool, and it boosted Bronny James up so high that he barely made it in. So at the end of the day, he didn't control that. That had nothing to do with Bron. He was ranked where he was supposed to be. But at the end of the day, he only made it in because so many of the top players did not qualify. It's not like somebody said, Bron knocked on somebody's door and said, oh, yeah, put Bronny in. That's not how it works.
You're saying that he was. You said that he was a number 30 player. A number 30 player in the country?
Bro, he was ranked. He was ranked that year. He was ranked that year between like 30 and like 45 on different
That's
rankings.
high. That's high. That he's a. So you're saying they're saying that he was the 40. He was a top 50
In
basketball
high
player.
school, he was good. That's where his appropriate ranking should have been.
No, all right.
He led his senior year. He led his high school in every major statistical category. He kept Sierra Canyon top 100, even though Zaire Wade ditched on him. They lost all of their talent from the year before. It was just Bronny and one other senior. They had all freshmen like Pippen and those guys. He kept them top 100. They were beating ranked teams. He kept them. He led that team in every major statistical category. What are you talking about? He didn't have a good senior year. His junior year, yes, he was coming off the bench. Senior year, he led them.
14 points a game in high school. That's just
14
not.
points per game if you are playing in the public school circuit or the regular circuit is not good. But he's playing in the prep, so they were playing against heavy hitters all year. Sierra Canyon does not play the normal high school schedule.
He also in that I remember talking to someone who went to Notre Dame, the high school graduate, and he was speaking like he wasn't the top of in the conference, bro. So I mean, you know, it's wild that that's the take, but he didn't dominate the Sierra Canyon, bro. And that was a whole controversy.
And who's the best player on that team? Who's the best player on that team then?
You said who?
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, let me ask you. Hold on. If Bronny wasn't the best player on that team, who was the best player on that team?
What we're talking about?
He didn't dominate the conference. So I'm
when they upset the number one team in the state of Texas, who was the best player in that game?
Who they beat in Texas?
So when they beat the number one school, St. Mary's, in the state of California, who was the best player in that game?
I thought you said Texas.
Yes, they played the number one team. I forgot the name of it. They went and played the number one team in the state of Texas, and they won. Bronny James was the best player in that game.
Who was his team in Texas?
What do you mean? Who was his team? I said I don't remember the name of the team in Texas. I just remember they were number one. I do remember the team in California, St. Mary's.
Trying to accomplish if you're trying to get a gotcha when you don't know the team they beat. So
okay, but Drew Darden, do you really want me to go pull it up? And then even if I pull it up, you're not gonna care.
No, but right, because I got way more ammo against this.
You didn't watch him in high school. You have no ammo. I'm the only one here that really watched him in high school.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if you want to win points with gotcha questions, that's fine.
I'm not asking you a gotcha question. I'm saying all I'm saying is he was the best player on his high school team in a year where Sierra Canyon was down. They lost all their talent. Zaire Wade bailed on him because he didn't like sitting his junior year. At least Bronny waited his turn.
The best team in Texas that year was
I didn't say they were the best team. I said they were top 100. He kept them afloat on a year. Sierra Canyon typically is not down on talent. All of their best talent that year were freshmen and sophomores.
No. We gotta. I'm addressing what you said. You said that they beat a top team in Texas, and that would have to be Duncanville, and they didn't beat Duncanville.
Oh, what you mean? I don't think it was Duncanville that year. I don't know who it was, but at the time that whoever they beat in Texas was number one in the state of Texas.
That had to be Duncanville.
It don't have to be. I don't know who it was.
Man, I don't know, man.
I mean, we could do a stream. I got the game. I got the games. I got them right here on Baller TV. We could watch the game.
It's just a nothing burger of a gotcha. Let's just say he was
not a gotcha. Don't pretend that you watched him in high school and you didn't. Y'all pretending that y'all watched him in high school.
I actually watched him in real life.
No, you did not. Who's jargon? Stop.
Yes, I did. I went to the game against Duncanville at the Maverick Stadium and watched him play with my bright two eyes, bro. The whole game.
It's so wrong. When he was with Team USA, did you watch him then that summer? When he was one of the best players on Team USA.
D-Wade's at the game. So I did watch him. So like literally in real life.
That was his junior year. That was his junior year. If Zaire Wade was there, that was his junior year.
You're not even
listening. Look,
I watched him his freshman year. That big
his freshman year, he was not with Sierra Canyon.
Huh?
He wasn't with Sierra Canyon his freshman year.
Yes,
it was. It's 2019. It's right before I moved to LA when I was in Dallas, bro. How you gonna tell me what the hell I did, bro?
So you saying Bronny James spent 4 years with Sierra Canyon?
Yes.
Yes.
What's the name?
Zaire was
he transferred.
What school was he at Lamont in December of 2019? Tell me where I was at, because I obviously I'm in another universe. Where was I at in December 2019, Lamont?
Oh well. I know he wasn't playing wherever he was at. I could be wrong on that one.
Jesus Christ.
I'll take that one. I might be wrong.
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna drop off because I mean we can't come to any
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
agreements because this is
Yes,
all
we
just
can.
opinion.
We can come to agreement by
I was in the
doing
stadium,
this.
bro. Where
I'm
was
saying,
I at?
I'm saying,
We
hold
over here
on,
watching
bro.
the
Hoop
damn
jargon.
logo.
Hoop jargon. What did he do that year? He was a freshman. Did LeBron James flex his muscles and make him force him into the starting lineup, or was he paying his dues off the bench?
I'm telling you, I watched the little nigga play.
You're judging him as a freshman.
And I gave you a reference point of when I was actually at the game.
Bro, Hoop jargon, how did you look as a freshman? I bet you was trash. We was all trash as freshmen.
We ain't even got there yet. I'm just telling you. You said I didn't watch that man play. I'm giving you
Bro, man, don't be telling me you judging him off a freshman year when he was barely playing. He wasn't even playing.
Watching this man play up live.
Was he in the bro? He wasn't even really in the rotation.
I'm not judging him on totality off that. I'm just telling you I watched that man play. That's it. See, you get too presumptive and you get way too far afield. And
yeah, because you be acting like you watched him when he played when it mattered.
How about you ask for clarity? Because you get too far afield, my boy. So I'm just telling you, I'm setting a baseline where I watched them boost to the ground, and then I peer in and watch them.
Where you watch one game and you act like you follow this whole high school career.
So okay, now you getting to a point where you can actually make a conclusion. So you didn't even get that far because you will not argue.
I'm talking about his junior and senior year.
So you're wrong with your gotcha stuff because you even know.
I'm talking about. Hold on. We know if we're talking about pro level stuff. We're talking about what you do as a junior and senior in high school. Nobody goes back and says, "Oh, you were a good freshman in high school." We're talking about your varsity years when you really can make an impact with the varsity team.
You ready? I said he was a cool freshman. I said on my channel when I first started my channel, like Bronny looked good for a freshman because he's out the way. He hangs in the corner. He stays out the way. He plays smart. He makes the right pass. I said this in moment. You know what the problem is?
Nobody judges him. We never judge the player based off what they do their freshman year in high school.
What are you talking about? I said
you can look like a completely different player by your senior year.
I said Bronny looked good as a freshman on varsity. What are you talking about?
But think what I'm saying. I'm talking about when we evaluate him going into college, because he was talking about Bronny being ranked his senior year. So obviously we're talking about Bronny being ranked. We're not talking about Bronny when he was a freshman.
I was laying the tracks down though. And again,
Bronny was not ranked when he was a freshman. He was ranked when he was a junior and senior. So that's how you know we're talking about those 2 years.
Not my argument. What I was saying is, I was telling you, I've been watching him since his freshman years. When he came into my consciousness, I started watching him. And I said that when I watched him in person, he looked good to me. I was like, shit, Bronny gonna be all right. Problem is, when I fast forward to year 4, I don't see a big jump in progression. So when he went to SC, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. He had the cardiac arrest situation. Okay, I understand that can.
You're saying he wasn't elite his senior year in high school?
No.
How? What made you think he wasn't elite?
He wasn't elite because when I watch him play, he does not take over games. He does not have that ability where, like, when I see guys like, for example, Carmelo Anthony, who played my senior year in this tournament together at Oak Hill. When I saw Carmelo Anthony play, us being the same age, I was like, this nigga is different. This nigga is a game changer. This dude is just a dude of dudes. Even Hassan Adams, I would say at Westchester, was a dude. I watched Bronny play. I was like, I don't see it. Because he likes to hang in the corner. He does not like to take.
He was on point guard his senior year at Sierra Canyon. He was never standing in the corner.
I'm just telling you what I saw. So I never saw him being elite because he's not exceptionally great at anything. So when I saw him go to SC and then put the numbers he put up, I'm like, oh no. So when the Lakers pick him up, I'm like, okay, I already know. I've seen this movie already. That's my point. And he keeps proving it right. And I try to give him a fair one. So I looked at this video. I knew the video was out, but I'm like, okay, let's watch it. Let's break down what he's breaking down. And I said some of the stuff, Bronny, I mean, a little bit of over critique. But some of the stuff is like, yeah, that's on point. This dude's not a pro. So when I hear my homie, who's an NBA scout, say that he's not a pro, and my partner, who's a Division I coach, say the same. Okay, all right, we look at the same thing. Now, could you not agree with it? No problem. You don't have to agree.
What I'm saying, like when people say that he was not dominant, like when I went to Vegas and I saw him versus Crossroads, and the man went like 7-7 from the 3-point line, dropped 31 points on them. Like when I look at it, and I'm not even going to take that one individual game and be like, that game is what makes him McDonald's All-American. But to say he wasn't dominant, to say he wasn't clearly the best player on that team, this is what that conversation when people are just trying to throw shade at Bronny, they just start trying to tear down everything, even though it's not true. His senior year was a dominant senior year. It's not his MO to go out there and drop 30 a game. He was kind of a utility guy that did everything, but he was easily their best player and best defender. I just don't know, did he not have a great USC year, freshman year? But we don't have to lie about his senior year, his last couple of years at Sierra Canyon. He was elite.
Okay. If you, again, I'll grant you that. Let's say he was elite and all that. He was not elite at SC. I mean, right now it's just laughable what's going on right now. So that's my whole point. This kid is not a pro. And
but you don't get drafted in college because you're elite. You get drafted off of what, like favoritism, nepotism, or potential.
And it was nepotism. It wasn't potential.
I understand that. I accept that. But my evaluation of him is as a second round 55th overall pick. I know that he's a project player. I know that those reads that we were looking at.
Especially a project. I mean, of course. Of course he's a project. Like that's implied. That's not giving him it's not granting anything saying that. Of course he's a project.
Yeah, but I'm not. But like we grade him as if the Lakers are going to go out there and try to make him the sixth man. Like we're looking at him like the Lakers are in super desperate trouble because Bronny ain't looking good. He's not going to play. He's going to be in the G League most of the year again. But we grade him like if you're a Laker fan, you should be more worried about the rotational guys that aren't showing up, right? Like why we're sitting here having conversations about a guy that's never going to touch meaningful minutes this year in the NBA. Not this year.
As a Lakers fan, I'm worried about plenty. What I am going to address is what I see more in the YouTube space, in the media space, which is talking about this kid, in my opinion, who just is not a pro. So of course I'm going to make a video about it because that's what I see the most. To say the squeaky wheel get the grease. So that's the whole point. So it's of course, like I think us not having a continuous lob threat with Luka, not having enough perimeter defense, and
y'all don't have a lob threat. What are you talking about?
Well, we don't know what DeAndre Ayton's going to be just yet.
DeAndre Ayton over the last 4 years has been one. He has the highest field goal percentage scoring off out of the pick and roll than any big in the NBA over the last 4 years.
And that's cool. It's not led to success.
And he's probably easily next to some of the other bigs. I think he's like top 5 in like lob dunks off the pick and roll. Luka's a pick and roll player. Brown's a pick and roll player. Ayton has literally been the best in that category over like the last 4 years.
Okay, so my retort is we have not seen that translate to anything tangible with success with DeAndre Ayton. And I hope so, man. Listen, I'm a Laker fan.
We saw it with the Phoenix Suns. They got to the finals.
I hope so. No, with Ayton?
The Phoenix Suns got to the finals with Ayton as the starting center.
The finals, you talking about the Western Conference Finals?
The Phoenix Suns were in the NBA Finals versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
What year are we talking? What, 2000? What, 22?
I don't remember the year. I just remember that that's when Giannis went off and dropped 50 that last game. That's when Giannis went ballistic. And there was nobody in the world that can stop him.
Let me go look at that shit. Let me see.
Ayton had one of the craziest playoff runs for a big man. Like he had games where he was dropping 20 and 20.
Let's go back and look. All right, so as I looked that up, okay, yeah, Milwaukee won 4-2. This was in 2021. Okay. Let me see. Team stats, player stats. Let's go. Bridge, Aiden put up 12 and 6. Okay. All right. Looks like nothing dominating or whatever. But
No, he struggled in the finals, but leading up to the finals, he was playing great basketball. Like he struggled in that matchup because the Bucks were doing a lot of things to confuse him. But
right. Go ahead.
but that whole entire run, Ayton didn't start looking crazy until they brought in KD, and it like completely changed his role because they spaced him out, and then he found himself standing more than actually getting into that pick and roll because KD is there. That's when he started getting disgruntled. He didn't like his role anymore.
That's interesting because I'm looking it up with the series just so I can be thorough. I don't want to misspeak. Okay. Yeah, he was rebounding his ass off game 1, and then looks like he kind of he had a hell of a rebound game. Okay. All right. So I guess what my point is in recent history of what he's been showing, like he hasn't shown to be a for sure thing. So he's a question mark. Again, I hope he does good as advertised. I like the pickup. I love the pickup actually, but I don't think that it's a guarantee. Especially what he's been shown as of late. Because if we put things in proper context, that's 4 years ago, and he's still a young guy. So I hope I'm wrong on that. But going back to the deficiencies with my Lakers, we having a lack of wing defense properly, having a lack of interior defense properly, and I'm gonna just say what I've always been saying with LeBron James. As I told you this, me and you talk off air all the time. You don't get better at 40, bro. So I just have a lot of questions about this team. So I don't have a lot of confidence in this team, but it seems to be the thing that gets talked about the most. Well, one of the biggest talking points is obviously LeBron James's career, his longevity, and 2, Bronny. So if that's the case, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about it.
I just don't think Bronny being on the roster impacts them being able to win or lose games.
I think it's the overall mentality though of him being on the roster is my thing. Is because the fact that this kid who is not a pro is on this team, and it just basically makes us like a sideshow. Whereas we need to be more focused on actually becoming a team that's going to compete with this. Because like I led in with, well, like I told a lot of cats my age who's still playing. I'm off that shit. Like Al Horford still playing. I'm off that. Steph Curry and shit, and Jimmy Butler and them joining up. I don't like that. Like it's the game is, for better or for worse, has changed. And I think the last 2 champions have pretty much solidified that notion. So when I look at the landscape of my team and look at the Lakers, like with LeBron being a top 10 player still from what they say, I don't see it. I
look at the roster. I think y'all got wing defenders. I think if Vanderbilt can stay healthy and Marcus Smart can be, those are 2 damn good wing defenders.
Well, yeah, Marcus Smart is. Vando, the thing is, he can play defense. He can't score. So he's a guy they keep trying to make him a stretch 4 kind of guy. He just.
But you got plenty of wing scoring. Like there's always a trade off. Like if you want, like there's a sacrifice. If you want great wing scoring, then you're probably typically going to trade off for defense. Like because Austin Reeves, there comes with a trade off. If you want scoring, if you want defense, Marcus Smart, it comes with a trade off. He's not as good of a scorer. Like now you have to balance that if you JJ Redick. Like that. Like yeah, I can't. There's not these picture perfect players. It's on the coach to try to figure out. Okay, how do we make it work? How do we don't overcompensate too much defensively or not offensively? How do we balance this? I think y'all have the roster now to be balanced. Y'all didn't have that without Ayton. Y'all didn't have that. Jake LaRavia, to me, is better than DFS. I think he's just as good of a defender, and I think he shoots the ball better.
I think I need to see it to believe it. I think I'm glad you brought up JJ. To go even further, I just think that's a suspect hire from a guy who just finished playing, and then you just think he's gonna be a great guy because he has this so-called Pat Riley, stoicism to himself. I need to see it. I don't trust it on his face. So with all those things, and I'm willing to bet, like I told people last year, I get called a Laker. I hate it all the time. I'm like, the Lakers are my team, but I'm just gonna tell you what I see. And even before the Luka trade, I'm like, okay, yep, Luka. I'm sorry, Bron and AD. No, not gonna happen. With Gabe Vincent, I'm sorry, I don't know. With his Infinity Stones got stolen, he's a shell of a player, man. And if Austin Reeves is our third best player, no, Austin Reeves in my mind is a not fifth string, but a fifth option guy. So if you telling me Austin Reeves is our third best player, I'm telling you we're not that good. So after the Luka trade, I'm like, okay, I like the Luka acquisition because I'm just very high on Luka, even though he don't play no goddamn defense. But that's how you got to move forward. Like this is where the league's at with guys.
But Austin isn't your third best player. Austin's your third best scorer. Your third best player is Ayton. Your top three is Bron, Luka, and Ayton. Those are your three best players.
I was referencing last year. So now as we move, yeah. So as we move upfield to this year, granted, I think Ayton definitely is the better player than Austin Reeves for sure. But I just wonder how that mixes in now, because when I watch Austin Reeves play, he kind of has that little main character syndrome thing going, where he overcreates. So I wonder how that plays out to him going back into his natural role. Because again, I believe it when I see it. So as I know things to be, how we don't have defined roles with some of our guys, I got questions. Because I know LeBron gonna get his shots up. I know Luka gonna do his Luka thing. But I wonder what's going to be the thing to augment that or supplement that for that matter, and I got questions.
I just think that we didn't see a version of the Lakers when you trade for Luka and trade like in the middle of the season like that. Everything's going to look. They've had a full offseason to figure all this stuff out. Like I trust that they're figuring out roles and how they're going to make it work in minutes, and that was my biggest reason why I didn't think they would win it all last year is because, I mean, how can you win it? You just got Luka in middle of the season. Y'all got no training camp. You haven't structured the offense around him. You don't have a lob threat that will help stretch the floor for him. I think they've addressed a lot of that stuff.
No, that's fair. I just again, the main crucible of what we are is being our so-called second best player is LeBron James. And I just don't think he has a lot to give as far as a championship level effort. And we talked about this 2 years ago, most ardently, was when we beat the Pelicans in that play-in game. But I was like, the way he keep getting beat on that back end, like that's gonna get exposed against a better team. And we saw that happen against the Nuggets with your boy Gordon. That same little thing, and he's just not gonna get better with that. So that defensive liability that he has, because he's going to be on the floor, is my point. And he demands a lot of attention, and he's going to command a lot of attention. But he also is going to be a person that when you really watch these games, is going to be the reason why we getting beat by teams we shouldn't get beat by. Because
we saw LeBron be the Lakers' best defender last year.
In spots, but we see him go back to that shit where he just leaves that short corner back in open. When he doesn't
not last year, it wasn't really like that. Like last year was out of like the last maybe 4 years, that might have been one of Brown's best defensive years, consistently, not just showing up one night and disappearing another. He was actually more consistent to me.
I'd have to
on a night in, night out basis.
I'd have to go back and relook at that. But we talking about 7 years of observation being a Laker. No, it's been pretty bad. So I
wouldn't say it's that bad. It has been pretty bad. I think that's an exaggeration.
It's been pretty bad. So I'm gonna ebb towards my observation on that. Because even when that was going on, even you wasn't willing to admit that staunchly how bad it was until you couldn't deny it no more.
It's not because of that. And what I'm saying, I think a defense is. There's no such thing as, to me, there's really no such thing as being great as an individual defender. That's one of the fakest. You cannot be a great individual defender if you don't got 4 guys with you that's helping you be great. You have to have 5 guys committed to defense. You can take the best perimeter defender in the league right now. If you stick him on the Portland Trailblazers, or you can stick him on one sorry team, he ain't gonna look like the best defender in the league. Like, if you don't have 5 guys committed to defending, I don't care how good you are, you're gonna look bad.
I would say that being a sound defender is what my expectation is of a player. So you don't have to necessarily be great, but being sound is when, and then the thing that kind of encapsulizes that is when Kyle Kuzma, pushed this nigga in position. It's just like, bro, like, you're like in year 20. Like, why are you out of position so obviously? Right, from a guy who ain't known as no damn defender, if we're being honest. So that kind of shows how it is. And I could just, name time after time where after he thinks he's getting fouled, he just looks at the referee and does his palms up and just walks up court. Those things get you beat. So I just see too much of that to believe in this team with LeBron James been on team.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think if there was any year for the Lakers to be optimistic, this the year. You got Luka, you got Aiden, you got Marcus Smart, you got Jake LaRavia. I mean, that's 4 hell of an additions of an offseason right there. So, and you still got Austin Reeves. You didn't have to give him up in any crazy deal. You still got Vanderbilt and Rui. I don't know.
That's a guy who won me over, man. I'm with you, man. Like, Rui's won me over, man. I love Rui. I love everything he's about. I just ultimately I'm not bought in as a fan, but shout out to Zen Master them pulled up. What's up, bro?
What up, man? I had to come here and get a capping ass FYF Sports talk about if you could take you could take the best defender in the league and put him in Portland, he ain't gonna be shit. You ever heard of Tamani Kamara?
You can, but Portland's no longer a bad defensive team. Hold on, Zen, listen. Think about this. If you look at Portland's roster from last year, because I'm a Portland Trailblazer fan,
right?
Chauncey Billups is building out a great defensive team. So when you look at how Kamara stood out last year, look at the defenders that they are also placing around them. Portland, like player for player, might have the most good defenders in the league. They have guys that are committed to defending. Danny Avdia, all these guys. These are guys. Robert Williams. They have a whole bunch of guys that are saying, you know what? We might not have a superstar, but we're going to defend. So Kamara stood out last year because the Portland Trailblazers as a team committed to defense, and they have a lot of great defenders on that team. Go look at the team. Don't just look at Kamara.
The Blazers defense stands out because of Tamani Kamara.
Hold on, but he cannot stand out if those other guys behind him aren't doing their job.
The other guys don't buy in until they get an anchor. That's what the difference is. He is the damn anchor.
I'm a defensive guy. My whole MO is defense. Yeah. I know Kamara, that's my team, but he cannot be himself. He cannot even stand out if guys behind him are committed. You need 5 guys locked in to be a great defense. There's no such thing as just being no one man show defensively.
There are great on-ball defenders who don't need team defense, and he's one of them. He will shut down your best player. He don't need the rest of the game for that.
Then why wasn't y'all saying he was a great defender before last year?
We were. He wasn't playing in Phoenix. He didn't play until last year. What are you talking about?
Hold on. Who said
he didn't even play in Phoenix, bro? What are you?
Think about it. Hold on. Think about this. Tell me anybody that said he was a great defender until last year.
Well, obviously we did. We saw him first. He didn't play in Phoenix. What part of that? Don't you get?
Hold on. It wasn't on his scouting package, anything like that, coming in as a defender?
He came out of college as a good defender. That was his rap on the scouting. But you don't expect an immediate impact from a first-year player like that.
Portland is building out a defensive team. Look at the roster.
They are, but
Chauncey Billups is a defensive coach. He's one of the greatest defensive teams of all time.
He will compete for Defensive Player of the Year this year.
They have Matisse Thybulle, who is the defender. They have Kamara, who is a defender. They have Danny Avdia, who is a defender.
Matisse was out almost all last year. I thought
it's just the guys. What I'm saying is when you got Matisse Thybulle there, the mentality there is they're building out a defensive team. So you see what he's doing.
Let me tell you how good Kamara is. I was in the
arena. That's my team. I know how good he is. You don't have to tell me.
In the arena, and I seen him block Paolo Banchero twice back to back, twice. And it didn't take no team defense to do it. It was
blocks. Unfortunately, Zen, for me, blocks and steals don't equate to always being a great defender.
Bro,
I look at the other things.
He is a top 5 wing defender.
I don't need to see stats. Stats don't show me anything about defense.
Guaranteed he's a top 5 wing defender. If you've been watching,
I'm not saying he's not a great defender, but what I'm saying is you cannot be great if you don't have 5 guys behind you willing to defend as well.
So there's no individual good defenders in the NBA. That's what.
No, what I'm saying is you shine as an individual defender,
right?
And you have 5 guys behind you that are also willing to defend.
That don't make no sense.
What I'm saying is if you take prime Scottie Pippen from the Chicago Bulls and you would have stuck him on a team like, let's say, the Clippers at that time, he would not have looked like an elite defender with the Clippers. Not the same version that we saw with the Bulls, because the Bulls were a defensive team with 5 guys committed to defending first. That's just how defense works. It's hard to do everything by yourself.
I'll give you an example. Desmond Bane is an outstanding defender and was an outstanding defender in Memphis by his damn self. There's other examples of defenders who have been great by themselves. Dennis Rodman himself was playing.
No, Dennis Rodman was never great by himself. The Spurs were a great defensive team with David Robinson. The Pistons were a great defensive team. The Bulls were a great defensive team.
Man defender.
Great man defender. He's a great individual defender.
He's a man.
No, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is you shine as an individual defender more when that team. If you were with a defensive unit, your individual defense will shine 10 times better. But if you stick a great defender, I don't care if you're defensive player of the year and you're around a trash team around guys that are not willing to defend, you will not. We've seen great team defenses even make Steph Curry look like a better defender. That's how good the 5-man unit is. Like Steph Curry, he even looked better at times as a defender. And we know he's not a great defender.
That's your average guy. Patrick Beverley in his prime is going to be Patrick Beverley in his prime no matter where you put him. No matter where you.
Okay, so when Patrick Beverley was with the Lakers and the Lakers couldn't defend nothing, what was all that defense then?
Patrick Beverley was aging out. He's in Europe. He's in Europe right now, isn't he? He's done. Patrick Beverley in his prime was a nightmare. One of those dudes you want on your team, but you don't want to play him.
I mean, I guess from a fan perspective, if that's what y'all think, I'm looking at it from real. You cannot be a great individual defender if you don't have a great defensive unit. Which
I think you miss out on the point of some of these things because you try to make things about the totality. Meaning, you can be a great individual defender and the rest of your teammates suck. If you watch film, you can see like this motherfucker's elite, and the rest of his team is doing shit. And I think you equate it to team success. And what you say, well, if nobody else doing it, then it's 10 times more. Yeah, of course. But if you're watching the actual defense playing, it doesn't matter about the team result because you're individually an elite defender, right? So, yes, it comes to a crescendo when, everything comes together, when everybody's locked in, everybody's principled, everybody's doing their assignments. And, yes, of course, your defense is accentuated, but it doesn't mean you're not an elite defender either way.
This dog is
I think that's the part you keep missing.
What the hell you want? Man, hey, Hoop.
All going crazy.
FYF, it's good talking to y'all. I got to go take care of this mutt, see what's on his mind, man.
All right, bro, do your thing, man.
All right, fam.
So that's all I'm saying, Lamont. It's just like, you can be an elite defender. Yeah, absolutely. But it doesn't mean...
Can I give you an example, Hoop?
Go ahead.
I'll give you the greatest example in the world. When Andrew Wiggins was in Minnesota, we was not talking about him being no elite defender. When he gets to Golden State and he's surrounded with Clay, Draymond, Kevin Looney, and then we're saying he's an elite defensive stopper, right? There's a plethora of players in this league who we don't recognize them as elite defenders until you can truly see what they can do because you are putting them around elite defenders, right? Like we weren't saying, nobody in the world was saying Wiggins was an elite defender in Minnesota. They were not saying it.
That's not true. People were saying that in the summer league in Cleveland. They were saying how good his on-ball defense was, elite, not just his hops and his scoring ability. They was like, he's an elite on-ball defender already. I remember that shit. And then they traded him, obviously, to the Timberwolves. That was being said about him early. So that's not true. It's just about
coming out of Kansas. No, they were not saying that about him.
I said at the Cleveland Cavaliers Summer League, they were talking about his elite defense. That's what I'm telling you. So it just depends about how many microphones agree with it. To your
I'm
point.
talking about in the NBA. At the NBA, when Wiggins started playing NBA basketball versus NBA teams, what year were you saying that Wiggins was one of the league's best on-ball defenders in Minnesota?
I'm saying people said he had elite on-ball defense off rip, is what I'm telling you.
Okay. Once he started playing and we started to map out an MO for him, it was never part of his MO when, even though he was averaging close to 20 a game in Minnesota, no one was talking about, yeah, we know the team is down, but he's still. They were not saying. They were saying he had low effort, inconsistent effort. He was lazy. They gave him every bad attribute that you can think of.
Those are casual takes. I mean, it doesn't matter when the microphones get loudest. It's just like when you peep what he is, and people who are astute, they peep it out. Yeah, people notice his defensive prowess early. But if you want to go with the overall narrative and say that, say these lazy ass takes like you say all the time on your channel, then okay. But I don't have to accept that.
Yeah, because defense is hard to, like, the way defense works is you don't know. Defense is always about results.
Huh?
Like KCP. When KCP was in Detroit, nobody was saying he wasn't a great defender. He was more of a scorer there. He goes to LA, now he gets the defensive tag.
Okay. So what you point out is people are bad scouts of defense, but if you know how to look at defense, then you see just people who play sound, who stay in front of their man. It's not hard for me to look at.
All I'm saying, there are certain attributes that you have as a defender that cannot shine if you don't have great four defenders around you. So you could be a great on-ball defender, but again, that on-ball defense that you're playing, again, can amount to nothing if the guys around you don't know how to react to certain screens, if they're not communicating, they're not talking. There are certain things that make you a better defender that's dependent on other people on the court, not just you.
It's like being a great scorer on a bad team. If you don't have the teammates who can play with you with the requisite talent, you just like a guy like Monte Ellis, just a great scorer on a bad team. But then all of a sudden, if you get the right team around you, then you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like I led in talking about Aguirre when he came from the Mavericks over to the Pistons and they turned to a championship team. That's just, that's baked in the
scoring is different because scoring is, you get production out of it. Great defense typically don't lead to any level of production.
Like Michael Redd, great scorer for the Bucks. Nobody regard him as one of the best scorers ever, but if you watched him and you just kept it real, like, yeah, that nigga's one of the best scorers in the NBA. He's just on a bad team. That's it. That's with anything.
I don't know, man. The defense is that you're comparing different things, apples and oranges. You can't compare being great on offense to being great on defense.
Because you can say anything if you don't have the spotlight.
Because there are stats like if you can go out and score 30 a game, you're a scorer. There's no stat that shows you. There's no stat that shows us how good you are defensively.
I'm not contesting that there is a stat. What I'm saying is when you watch an elite defender by what they do, i.e., staying in front of your man, when you consistently are stopping guys or making guys shoot career lows when they're playing against you, that's how you start to see who the elite defenders are. It's not just about, to your point, raw steals and blocks. It's not all about that shit. But when you watch the game, then you know.
A lot of times you can't even show what you can do elite defensively until you're around a great defensive teams. Because a lot of times those contests that you typically can get aren't even available. Like some of the things that you can do as an elite defender don't even happen if you don't got four guys who can defend around.
If you look at stats, if you look at what the
I'm not talking about stats. I'm talking about the deflections, like being in help, like that play you talked about, that play you just did with Bronny. Bronny was in perfect help position. If they force him baseline, Bronny has the potential to make a great defensive play. But because his man got beat middle, and now Bronny's sitting there, you got people like Awful Hoops doing clips saying, "Oh, Bronny's in the wrong." So at the end of the day, your teammates can make or break you, just like on that one play we just watched.
Sure, but that so what you're doing is throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Just say that, oh, if all your teammates suck on defense, then you can't.
That's not what I'm saying. I said commitment to defending.
So yeah, that is what you're doing, because you're saying if everybody is not simpatico with their defense, then you can never really tell who a good defender is. Your words, not mine.
No, I'm saying, so for example, that play that you showed with Bronny, if they force him baseline and he tries to throw that ball up the baseline and Bronny gets the steal and Bronny goes down and dunks on somebody, we're then talking about Bronny having a great defensive play or great defensive instincts. But hold on, but what you did was you did, when that clip happened, right? What the thing is, the casual take is what Awful did. The casual take is to say, "Oh, Bronny, you can't just stand there. No, your weak side help you. Of course, you have to stand there. You have to play too because your man up there got beat middle." So at the end of the day, the thing is, you can't pick and choose when to say people are being casual when you didn't really call Awful out for being casual in 99% of that video.
What I said was, when Bronny was not seeing man and balls, like that's kind of what the standard is. Nobody's doing that, so I'm not going to kill him for that. Is what I said multiple times in that video, because that's kind of the thing now. But my thing is, how quick do you react, and do you make up for these situations? And he's not doing that. When you couple that with the fact that offensively,
what was he supposed to do in that helps on Please Plan 2? What was he supposed to do? Who
supposed to do what?
His man got beat going to the middle. Bronny Howe has to play too. He has to play the backdoor man, and he has to play the ball. What was Bronny supposed to do?
I don't remember that scenario specifically. I just don't. I mean, I got to relook at it, then I can tell you exactly what I see.
Because Bronny defensively on that possession was literally perfect, but we will never give him credit for it because the man who was guarding his man as a no middle team allowed his man to attack middle, and it ended up making Bronny look bad. This is what I mean by, if you don't have 5 guys committed to consistently playing good defense, it's going to make you look like a bad defender.
Right, in random space. But what happens is when you have a continuous film on someone, you start to see tendencies, and then you get the reputation you get.
So what are his bad defensive tendencies then? Because he was a great defender in the G League last year.
I got you. So him watching him going under screens habitually, he does that too many times.
That's schematic. You only go under or over based on the coach.
No, true. However, you go under and over based on your effort too. And it seems like in this era, everybody wants to go under, and that gets motherfuckers punished for that damn step back 3 or the drive hard. Usually right. Get some punished too. It's just lazy defense, because I've had this debate with someone, and they said that, well, don't nobody guard up. Like, bullshit. Your boy who got traded to the Suns, Brooks steps up into that traffic all the fucking time, right? Pat Bev in that traffic all the fucking time. These niggas just don't want to. And coaches, it's almost like the opposite effect. These coaches coach based on these dudes' effort, because they know these dudes don't want to play defense like that. So all I'm saying is, if you show you get beat a lot on that, I'm gonna call it what I see it.
So in 2021, when the Bucks won the championship, they gave up the most threes per game in the NBA. They went under all screens. They was willing to pack the paint and let you shoot threes. So we didn't say Middleton is a bad defender because schematically they're asking all their players to go under.
I think for them it worked out for them and good for them. But normally that's gonna be the outlier. That's not how you play solid defense, generally.
So you can't, but going over changes the entire schematic. If you go over, it changes the role of the big. If you go under, it changes the role of the big. If the coach is giving the guard and the big two distinct things to do defensively, if you go over just randomly on a random play, now you're putting the big out there to do something that probably, so now the communication's off, because the big is thinking one thing, he's expecting you to go under. You go over, you completely change what you're doing defensively by going over. It changes everything.
Well, even before that,
that's coaching.
With this new era, there's a lot of pick and rolls, and it's guard to guard pick and rolls too, that people just don't even try to fight through. And then eventually you get the matchup you want. Most notably, recently with Luka, ISO, and Gobert, right? because it's like 3 or 4 pick and rolls before that, and then Gobert is the final boss who gets the task of guarding Luka. So it's a function of a lot of passing off pick and rolls and not stepping up and not guarding.
Switching is part is a scheme. Some coaches are switch everything.
Is a part. It's a bad strategy too.
Yeah, but drop coverage is a bad strategy. But some coaches like Greg Popovich still use it.
Okay, it's bad practice to over switch.
Okay, so switching is a strategy. Drop coverage is a strategy. Fighting over, hedging and recovering is a strategy. They all can get exploited. They all have exploits. So you can hedge and recover the entire game, and I can say it was a good player or even average players can exploit it. You can go into drop coverage and get exploited. You can switch and get exploited. It's just whatever the scheme is. It has nothing to do. A lot of times these players just falling along with the scheme.
But we see that some strategies have a propensity to work better than others. Like, and we can drag this to football as well with cover two. Cover two can work for you. It really can. Or if people learn how to pass, the timing routes inside your zone coverage, cover two can eat you alive, i.e. my Dallas Cowboys. So generally playing man is the way to go, but then you can get exposed with man too. But generally speaking, teams that do well and win Super Bowls, they master playing man defense. And so I apply the same thing towards college, towards pro. When you have the ability to guard up and you step up and you take those assignments, you have a propensity to win higher than when you switch everything, because switching everything is weak. Because it's
still the coach makes that decision, not the player.
For sure.
That's schematic. So when we see Bronny going under, and if he's consistently going under, I have to ask myself, why is JJ Redick telling his guards to go under?
When I watched Bronny go under time after time and giving up points, I got to ask myself, what are you just doing what's available to you to do? Or are you stepping up and taking the challenge to stop people? Because going back to what we started with, you don't have an offensive prowess like that. So you need to be special somewhere. And in my opinion, those are your opportunities to go be special and go get up in people, because you don't have the requisite talent offensively. So when I see him not only not be good offensively, but go and you're just playing, let's call it scheme, to your point, and you're just a guy out there, you don't belong out there on no front.
Yeah, but that's you going off of awful announcings. Very, very hand-selected clips. If you watch the full game, especially against the Suns, Bronny played good. He just shot the ball well. Like, that's the deception of these highlights, because you can clip these stuff up and just to push the narrative, because everybody loves scoring. Oh, he played bad. He missed shots. But I'm like, I like this whole energy versus the Suns. I like the way he was moving. I like this aggression. But that's the problem. That's where we at. Everybody evaluates off clips and highlights.
I've watched
and then they hand select what they want to paint a picture.
I've watched him play Summer League both these years.
He was really good in Summer League this year.
Because I'm a Laker fan, and I don't go off the numbers. The numbers don't mean shit to me. That's why when you bring up the G League shit, when I'm watching the level of competition, when I'm watching the looks that you're getting, you're not getting those looks at the pro level, the big stage, as it were. So I'm grading you based on how does that translate to the next level. That's why I don't give Matt McClung no props for being one of the top scorers. Like, that shit don't mean nothing to me. So when I watch Bronny, I'm looking at it the exact same way. Like, how does that translate to the level that I care about, which is the NBA? And when I watch him going off, it's just you're fucking a body length, 2 body lengths away shooting, to your point, free shooting. He's shooting confidently, but you're not getting that kind of look at the fucking next level. Like, how are you separating? How are you putting yourself in position, come off these pick and rolls and making the right decision, the quick decision? Or when you go and stretch somebody out by penetrating. And I don't see it because he picks the ball up too goddamn much. He passes the little hot potato thing where he gets the ball up top, gets it right back.
Yeah, but that wasn't a hot potato read when you called it hot potato. That wasn't.
No, I'm not saying that was. I'm just saying I've seen many times where up top he's getting the ball and passing right back to the guard. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, but that was early last year in summer league. As he got through the G League, the nervousness went out, and his conditioning came back. He has not been like that since the beginning of last year.
I don't see much variance, bro. And I
Did you watch him in summer league? Was he like that in summer league? No.
I saw him going to that left corner, hanging out too much.
In summer league,
and just yeah.
oh, come on, Hoop Jargon.
Bro. I'm seeing watch this dude, man. Like I'm seeing him being much of what I've seen him his freshman year at Sierra Canyon, bro. He's just he's a off-ball guard who's not aggressive at all, who can't shoot. And at 6'2", that's just not gonna get it, bro. So we can keep revisiting the same shit. Just how you was talking about how Westbrook will work out with them niggas because good players figure it out. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, but there's context. Like even when you say it didn't work out with Westbrook, I still believe if everybody was healthy, it could have worked. But when the entire time Westbrook was there, AD wasn't healthy, Bron wasn't healthy, and Westbrook never was able to integrate into his role as a third option. AD got hurt, so he had to be the 2. Bron got hurt. Bron and AD got hurt. He had to be the 1. He was never able to learn his role.
Doesn't matter. You can explain away everything if you try hard enough.
Okay, so again, if you just want to say at face value, oh, it didn't work out, I told you so, but you have no context. You don't talk about the injury. You don't talk about anything. You don't consider coaching.
It worked with the Wizards. It's the same shit.
Did not work. Did not work.
That's an easy thing.
How did it work? How did it work with the Rockets?
Because when it got time for him to be a point guard and to play nuanced basketball, Russell Westbrook is not going to get
coaching.
No, that's him. That's him.
Oh,
that's him playing for OKC when Rubio hit him for 30, and he talking about I'm gonna go bust his ass next game. And Negro, it's not about you busting Rubio's ass. It's you not giving up bad plays. Rubio would never go for 30 again. It's because you playing hard.
If I go down that road, I can do the same thing even to Michael Jordan. I can go down the list of all the players that gave that man 30, and we can pretend like, oh, he's a huh?
Westbrook never got it done. Jordan showed his.
You want me to give you the numbers?
Yes. Jordan get his ass bust. Yes, against old buddy from
What you mean, old buddy? I got a whole entire season of Jordan getting his ass bust.
He get his ass bust, but guess what? He showed that he can get it done at the highest level and win a championship.
Well, he didn't.
With his isms, with his
not with his defense.
It's his foibles and all that. He showed
Jordan did not get nothing done with his defense.
Russell Westbrook has not shown to be able to do it.
No, what I'm saying is, what we see is byproducts of what's around you. Like Jordan gets attributed the attribute of being an elite defender because he was on an elite defensive team. There was nothing that was elite about Jordan's defense, and the numbers show it. He was not stopping anybody. He was not clamping anybody.
Numbers don't show defense. You're contradicting yourself. You just
hold on. In a league, but we're talking about a league that was
you can't see
because we're talking about a different NBA. This is not a heavy pick and roll league. When Jordan was getting busted in '88, it was an ISO league.
You just contradict yourself, man.
Hold on, because you can't compare '80s basketball to today's basketball. And there you go, lacking the context again. In '80s, it was ISO basketball. It was not a million pick and rolls. Jordan cannot defend his man.
Basketball, bro.
No, it's not. Not the same. You telling me basketball in the '90s is the same as basketball in 2025?
It's all about the principles that I hope you.
Is basketball in the '90s the same as basketball in 2025?
Bro, defense is defense, man.
Is basketball in the '90s the same as basketball in 2025?
It's not always about your assist. That's not what tells you a good point.
Is basketball in the '90s the same as basketball in 2025?
No.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter, though. The principles of defense are always the same. There are little caveats that change, of course. Absolutely. Things you change, i.e. guarding the fucking stretch forward and shit. That wasn't a thing back in the.
And why did you use those caveats when they were just talking about Bronny's defense?
You said what now?
You didn't mention any of them caveats when the awful announcement was trying to kill Bronny's defense.
I didn't agree with everything he said, so that's irrelevant of you comparing his take with what I'm saying. That's irrelevant. That's why
you used the video to supplant your point that Bronny's trash.
I gave him clemency that, okay, he's not seeing man and ball, but all these guys generally do this, so I'm not going to kill him for that. I literally said that. So I'm taking in nuance with that, but I'm just seeing how do you react. Okay, this is how you choose to play defense. Okay, how do you react though? Oh, you got your ass beat. Yeah, I don't like
You're
it.
talking about two different plays. You're talking about the play when he got backdoor. I'm talking about the play when Bronny was in help. There is no seeing man and ball when you're in help. You got one job when you're in weak side help.
But I'm giving him grace because I evaluate him the same way I evaluate everybody.
I don't think so.
You hold this nigga with kid gloves, bro, and that's fine, man. On your side of the world,
Because I just don't have high expectations for guys that get drafted second, 55th overall.
Fine, yeah, because it's all about the narrative and all this shit. That's fine, man. On your side of the world,
what expectations did you have of Bronny to where we should be critiquing his game?
Bro, what I'm telling you is that he is a player in the NBA who gets a lot of attention, and he is not a pro from my point
That's
of view.
because y'all give him attention.
I'm not back. No. That's because everybody gives him attention. When he does,
awful announcing could have talked about Dalton Connect, but he didn't talk about Dalton Connect.
When he ain't played nothing in that game, he had that breakaway tip dunk. Well, it wasn't a breakaway, but he had that tip dunk off the rim, and that shit was all over ESPN on their social medias. So I'm gonna see it, right? People are gonna see it.
Yeah, but nobody said he had a great game because of the tip dunk.
When you highlight that as if he had a great game, and there's even people who deep fake and put up fake stats about this cat going off on the game with 58 points and shit. And I know this ridiculous, but like that goes into people's consciousness, bro. That goes to people watch the game. So if that's the case, if I'm seeing all this, I'm gonna have an opinion, just like most people are. So you can't be acting incredulous to when this happens. Like, oh, I don't understand.
Because I don't see this flurry of media attention to Bronny.
You get more coverage, number one pick of the draft.
Like when I go to my feed, I don't see Bronny on my feed.
I do.
I only see Bronny on my feed after the Lakers play, and it's typically people who
I see it.
What? Like there's no Bronny news going on. There's nothing.
I see plenty of it. I see
people only talk about Bronny after he plays bad. And then the funny thing is when he plays well, he's not in my feed all of a sudden.
I seen Bronny when his girlfriend posted about him the other day. I see that shit comes in my goddamn feed.
That's because you're probably searching Bronny James and you want him to be in your feed.
I'm not.
Stop it, man.
I guarantee you I'm not. Because I don't think he's a pro. But so if I keep seeing it,
he's not. That's why he was drafted in the second round, 55th overall.
Now I'm going to talk about it, and I try my best to just let it be.
As a Laker fan, why are you not more worried about Dalton Connect?
Because as a Laker fan watching Dalton Connect play, I can see an actual pro who's going to get together eventually. And so here's a caveat.
Bro, Dalton Connect's had the biggest fall off in the last year, and it's crazy.
Here's the caveat for actual rookies, pros. I don't go hard on motherfuckers till about year 5. I give you 5 years to figure shit out because that's how long it usually takes. Unless you show me you just are completely ass and you don't belong, on the court. So I do that with everybody. I'm patient because I know it takes time.
Unless your name is Bronny James.
Unless you're not a pro, in my opinion. So when you're not a pro, I'm like, why the fuck are you out there?
How do we know? There's a lot of guys that don't start off as pros but find a way in the league.
We started this 2 hours and 37 minutes ago. Why I don't think he's a pro. So it's just not going to change. Like you're just not a pro to me. And
we can end on this. What I'm saying is that's not breaking news. Like Bronny being a pro or not does not move the barometer for the Lakers' success. He's just there. It does not impact anything. Like the Giannis Antetokounmpo, you could say he's not a pro, but they won a championship with the Bucks because it made Giannis happy for him to be there.
Thanasis was killing in the G League.
He can kill in the G League, but Bronny can't.
He was killing overseas, and moreover, I'm not gonna. Well, he was.
Bronny killed with USA team under 17 team.
He was drafted when Giannis was a nobody. The following year,
Giannis Antetokounmpo is not a pro.
I'm not gonna argue with that if that's the case. If you want to go with that, I mean, I don't think he's very good.
And they won an NBA championship with him on the roster.
Cool.
Don't impact nothing.
His brother's in his prime. So we look across the yard. Bronny's dad is way beyond his prime, right?
Oh.
So you are holding a team hostage with this situation. How do we know that? Because you said, if not you as in Lamont, but his team said that if the Bob Myers actually, he said if someone drafted him, they're gonna send him to Australia. So this was what they were trying to do to get him on this team for this situation.
That happens every year with second round players.
So
that happened with my homie Adonis Arms. He told about 9 teams to not draft him because he had a situation with Denver. That's normal.
That's the answer to the question, bro.
That's normal.
So the Lakers are too involved with this goofy storyline with this kid and this aged out player. Why I care. That's why I care.
But they could, they can trade LeBron.
Yeah, I know they can, and they should.
If they make the decision to keep him on the team, I'm going to evaluate the team based on what they got. I'm not like I could be mad all I want about the roster decisions, but once they set the roster, I can only evaluate the roster based on what the roster is.
I think that's one part of it, and you can also look at the dynamic of why the roster is the way it is and how the team focus is the way it is. And I don't like JJ Redick. I don't like JJ Redick being the coach of my team. He didn't earn it. DEI hire to the highest degree.
So was Eric Spoelstra, a DEI hire. He was Jewish.
Huh?
You could say the same thing for Eric Spoelstra. DEI hire.
I'm not a Miami Heat fan, so I don't give a shit. They can do what they want to do over there. I care about my team. So we
don't know until you're great until you are. That's the thing. Like we don't know who you are until you actually are.
I don't give a shit about nobody else's team. They can do what they want.
There's no such thing as a great coach until they're actually great. Like you can't be great without like you have to go win games to be like. What coach comes in great? Nobody comes in great.
I'm saying he's not a guy who should even be considered to be a head coach off rip. That's what I'm saying. Come in and be assistant. I don't care. That's fine. Bring JJ as assistant. That's cool. But bring him in, and the reason you tell me because he has this Pat Riley like mentality. Who gives a shit? You only coach a 4th grade team. I don't give a shit about that. And you are in there because of your relationship with my aged out superstar on the team, which I don't love either. Who has his son on the team who's not a pro. So there's a 3-pronged thing why I'm not happy with the team, bro. I don't know why that's hard to kind of ascertain, man.
But that's Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss. I can't they made the decision.
Yeah, I'm glad that they sold the ownership over and now it seems like we've changing a little bit. I'm glad because that's the bullshit way to run a goddamn organization.
And my only approach is I just look at what you put on the court, and my job is to evaluate what you put on the court. I can't. I don't like Desmond Bain with Orlando, but I gotta evaluate Orlando with Desmond Bain. And moves. I don't like CJ McCollum, with where he's at. I don't like Jordan Poole with New York, but these I can't control. Like I only can evaluate you based on what you said on the court. Like the moves are the moves. I can't control it.
I look into everything. That's what me and you may part ways, and that's fine. I look at everything. I look at the whole dynamic, and I don't like how this team is handcuffed by these situations, and so I speak on them.
There's been plenty of teams where I didn't like their dynamic, and then they do really well.
Just like last year, talking about Mike McCarthy. I hate the fact that Mike McCarthy is a coach. He's a retread. He's a guy who has stale ideas, and we still hold on to him. So when I talk about the Cowboys with him, I'm going to bring that up too. I can't control it. He's a head coach. I don't want him there. And so now we have Schottenheimer, a dude I ain't know nothing about, but I heard him speak. I see what he about. I said it before the season started. I was like, we got us a real one. We got a good ass coach because he's talking about the right shit. He's talking about accountability. He's talking about getting guys earning their positions and so on and so forth. That's something I ain't heard from a Cowboy coach in forever. So before I even saw his resume, I was like, I'm down with Schottenheimer, and he's showing that he's worth the bill of goods. So I'm just the same way with everything. So I'm going to look at it based on what you are, what you say, what you do, what's the dynamic, and then I'm going to have like a 2-dimensional evaluation, which is basically what you're saying is only what you can control as a fan. And the three-dimensional thing was like, okay, some of the things that's around the situation that I factor in as well. It just is what it is.
All right, all right. I mean, look, man. I think y'all in better shape than it is, man. I think y'all be fine.
I don't think so. I think we will make the playoffs. I think we'll maybe even get to the second round. I don't think we'll.
That's all you can ask for, really, in this NBA. Just get to the playoffs to give yourself a chance. Because, as we've seen, the best talent don't always get to the finals. It's whoever has the best path. And injuries, if you can be healthy at the right time, look at the Pacers. Pacers just got in.
Yeah.
Get in, you can make a run. So if you say it could be a playoff team, that alone gives them a shot. That's really all you need in this NBA.
Not
The
quite.
guys would
That's the point.
I mean, but like the playoffs has proven that. The Miami Heat got to 2 finals. They just got in, right? The main thing is you give yourself a team. If you got Luka at the top of your roster, if you got healthy guys around you, you got a shot. I didn't think Dallas could have got to the finals at the year that they did, but Luka got them there because the pieces fell in place and the run was there.
Well, I'll just say as a fan, that doesn't do anything for me. Just getting to the finals.
Yeah, but you cannot, like, even with OKC, they're starting the year off with their second best player coming off of hand surgery. He's probably not going to start. Chet just hurt his ankle, so we don't know what's going on with him. It's hard to say these things. The biggest question is, will they be healthy going into the playoffs? Right? If you know, if J-Dub his wrist ain't right all year, a lot of things can impact it. Like, so that's why I say you just gotta. Yeah, I believe if you say the Lakers can make the playoffs, that alone tells me right there they got a shot to make a run. That's all you need.
Well, I'm gonna just say, man, I'm a different kind of cat, man. Just getting to the playoffs does not mean anything to me, bro. It's more about you having an opportunity to control games, to have an opportunity to dictate the actions. As far as you going against, the requisite championship level talent, and that's just not what we have. So I don't view it the way you view
You
it.
don't have championship level talent. You got Luka, LeBron, Rui, Vandy, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, how much better can it get?
I think us getting a lot younger in a lot of places.
Not as younger. Where? With who?
I back up big. Jackson Hayes. Listen, man, I'm a UT guy, and
He's young.
Well, yeah, but I just think that he's too stiff, for my opinion. I think he doesn't. He's almost like a fake rim runner, and it's like if I want a real one, like by that I mean like a guy like Gafford or like Lively Jr., like a legit rim runner. To me, he's like a stiff.
Yeah, but those are starters. Like Gafford might be a backup, but those are kind of more starter levels.
Right. Well, even JaVale McGee kind of guy. Like, and to me, Jackson Hayes is a wannabe version of that type of archetype, and I don't like him. And I hate to say that out loud because I'm a big UT.
That makes you older than if you get Jackson, like if you get JaVale McGee. See?
No. I'm just saying like JaVale McGee at his apex. Not saying JaVale McGee right now. I'm just saying like the type of player who I'm
as a backup big. I mean, those guys are just
because it's. I mean, Dallas showed that it's important having Gafford and Lively Jr. It's important to have both those guys who play the same way. Gafford being more of your stronger guy who can, I know they started him, but Lively's probably the better player of the two. But it was the right dichotomy having both of those guys.
Well, good luck. Good luck how that worked with D'Lo this year. We'll see how that works.
Yeah, listen, man, it's a guy I never liked. So I mean, you ain't got to sell me on that one because I just think I hate what he's made of internally. I think he's a great shooter when he's on, but he just gets too spaced out. And then he checks out of games, can't play defense. Yeah, I'm good on D'Lo both times. He was a Laker. I hated him. Well, no, I liked him at first until I watched him play. And then I was just so happy we got rid of him and got Lonzo because we went from basically one of the worst assisting teams in the NBA to one of the best with Lonzo. Okay, come along. I was cool with his offense he brought, I guess, part two, but at the same time, it's just like, all right, he's still the same dimwit player who I thought he was. I actually started watching him play for the Lakers. So, I'm not going. If I were a Mavericks fan, I would just say proceed with caution. or that dude. So that's just where I'm at with that. So ultimately speaking, as a Laker fan, am I optimistic like that? No. If I were a Warrior fan, I would feel the same, and definitely Rockets fans, I would probably curb that enthusiasm too. The old dudes. So just to kind of to land the plane with my statement, Kevin Durant is my favorite player in the NBA. I'm not putting no stock in Kevin Durant winning shit. It's just not smart. That's it. All right, so I see FYF has dropped down. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's been a long ass show, man. I didn't think this show would go this long. But thank y'all for being a part of the stream. Again, hit the like button on your way out. If you like what goes on over here, I'll try to make these more prevalent, and I'll talk to y'all on the back end. Peace.